Ladies, I'm Dave Rogers for my co-anchors Chad Cutler and Dave Suntup. Tonight, we bring you the NBIL Division I football championship game between the Wayne Hills Patriots and the Ramapo Green Raiders. Chad, tonight's got one of the greatest matchups in North Jersey football. You got Chris Hogan, the wide receiver defensive back from Ramapo, and he's going to be matched up all night with the wide receiver defensive back from Wayne Hills, number 19, Nick Romeo.
Well, what that does is it eliminates Jerry from competing as a high-powered offensive threat. This gives guys like Johnny O'Keefe, like Zach Mink, an opportunity to step in and make their mark because Hogan is what they'd like to call a primetime defensive player.
Yeah, Chris Hogan has had such a good season. He's Adrian Pizzari's biggest target by far. He has over 600 reception yards, 6 touchdowns. He's also a threat in the run game. He's about at 4 yards a carry, and he has 2 touchdowns. He's also a threat on defense. He's going to cover Nick Romeo, as Chad said, so that's going to be a great one-on-one matchup. They're very close in size and weight, so it's going to be really competitive, like I just said. And then also, Chris Hogan on special teams, he's a threat. So Wayne Hills, their coverage really has to be good tonight if they want to contain Hogan on special teams.
Chris Hogan, an exceptional athlete, also a primetime lacrosse player, heavily recruited in his spring sport. But, I mean, Chris Hogan and Nick Romeo, it's a great matchup. I mean, I think Romeo's got the speed, but Hogan definitely has the jumping ability. Strength are about even. It should be an interesting matchup all night, Chad.
Well, like I said, potentially these two players could be canceled out, and it goes on the role players. Like I said, Zach Mink. On Ramapo's side, they got plenty of role players. They have guys that can make catches at key times, and that's going to be enormous because both Nick Romeo and Hogan are going to have a heavy load on their shoulders.
Absolutely, Chad. I mean, for Wayne Hills, you talked about Mink and O'Keefe, but there's also guys like the junior, Jeff Brzezinski, the sophomore, Danny DeSico, that you should see make appearances in this game and could be catching some balls. For Ramapo, they got some wide receivers also. I mean, John Kleinert, he's a tailback, actually. Jack Bott's a wide receiver. Michael Esposito, Rich Infusino's the fullback, and Dan Granatel, all players that can make an impact in this game. And also, Ramapo has quite the kicker in Bobby Heelman. We watched this kid kick 50-yard field goals in the pregame, excuse me.
Well, I always talk about Scotty Schultz, who they like to call Iowa on Wayne Hill's side, but these guys go leg and leg. They can kick it in the 40 to 50-yard echelon.
Yeah, another key threat for Wayne Hills, Ray Van Peden. The kid has been just incredible for the Wayne Hills Patriots this season. 20 rushing touchdowns, second in the state in points. In his last 2 games, he's had 10 touchdowns. He had a 99-yard touchdown in last week's win over Mawa. So Ramapo has to stop him if they want to win this game because Wayne Hills is going to run the ball a lot. We all know it's a run-heavy offense. So if Wayne Hills runs the ball well and they get Ray's touches, I think Wayne Hills will win.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Timothy Ziza, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, and he told me in the game, expect a huge dose of Ray Van Peden all game. Ray Van Peden is going to be expected to get over 40 touches tonight. That's an incredible number. He's going to be the workhorse for the Patriots. They're going to play a clock management game, try to keep the high-powered offense from Ramapo off the field. I mean, and defensively, that's Timothy Ziza's, specialty. I mean, he basically just said that Wayne Hills needs to make tackles. They need to prevent the big play. Can't let Ramapo wide receivers get behind Ramapo's going to pass the ball all night. You can't let their receivers get behind the defensive backs, and you just have to tackle. Prevent the big play, prevent them getting any big plays on special teams, and they should be okay tonight.
Well, they should, and what this game is going to come down to is flat-out defense. We both know both these offenses are flat-out explosive. The defense is every little stop, every big play you can get, and all the momentum you gather will build up, and in the end, that's going to be the difference. I believe it's going to be a close game, but in the end, it's going to be a touchdown or two because one team's going to play better defensive football.
So Wayne Hill's going to toss. They're going to defer to the second half, and Scott Iowa Schultz is going to go out there and kick the game off. Folks, I didn't mention it before, but big games call for big people in the booth, and that's why we have the 2-time All-American varsity baseball player, Justin Donorumma. Justin?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm looking forward to this broadcast. Let's see how the game turns out.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Folks, a reminder, this one's for the NBIL Division I Championship. Ramapo's overall record 5-2, 4-0 in the NBIL Division I. Wayne Hills comes in at a striking 7-0, also 4-0 in the division. This one's for all the marbles. Dave?
Dave and Chad, what do you think Wayne Hills has to do on defense in this game? I think they have to put pressure on Pizzari. Don't you guys agree?
I mean, Adrian Pizzari is just such an accurate passer. 82% of his passes have been completed this season. He seems to get the ball off whether you pressure him or not, and whether you drop 6 guys into coverage, whether you bring 8 guys into the box and try to blitz him. He's just an incredible quarterback, very smart, very heady out there. And basically, you need to get a good mixture of both. You need to switch up your coverages and just prevent him from getting the big play to his receivers like Botts, Granitel, and, of course, Craig Hogan.
Well, this is one of the few times I'd say don't pressure Pizzari because he's better on the run. He's much more accurate when he's running around rather than a stationary quarterback in the pocket. So if you're Wayne Hills right now, you play a little prevent on the run and spread him out to stop Hogan and his all-star caliber receivers.
Absolutely. I mean, this Ramapo offensive line is not that talented. Wayne Hills can afford to lighten up a few guys in the box, put some guys into coverage. I mean, they're going to have to do a great job tonight to stop the high-powered passing attack from Ramapo. And here we go, folks. Scott Iowa Schultz will kick this one off. The kick is high and deep. Number 25 from Ramapo will field it at about the 10. He's across the 30. And Nick Romeo drags him down at about the 46 of Ramapo. What a return for number 25, Bobby Mounier, a 5'6", 165-pound junior for the Ramapo Raiders.
Well, Dave, I spoke to Coach Christian Olsen this week, and he flat out told me, I asked him, Coach, what's the important factor of winning this game? He said, without a doubt, time of possession and field position. And if you're Wayne Hills, that is the worst thing that could have happened, barring them scoring a touchdown there.
Absolutely. So Agent Pizzari is going to come out with an empty set. He's got 4 wide receivers. Hogan split out left. It's a bubble screen to Chris Hogan. He brings it down to the bottom of your screen. Pete Sarabia is in pursuit. And Hogan's going to be knocked out at about the 49 of the Wayne Hills Patriots. Looks like about 5 yards on the play. Justin.
Well, I'm not surprised they're going in the shotgun first play. They're a majority of a passing team, so you're going to see that a lot during the game.
Absolutely. This is about an 85% pass team to a 15% run team. The offensive line is specialties and pass coverage. They're not a very strong offensive line, and they prefer to just drop back and protect Agent Pizzari. He's going to go with 4 wide receivers again, trips left. Pizzari, it's a draw. He goes right up the middle, and he's going to be tackled by a few Wayne Hills defenders, including number 50, Justin Dubin, and number 40, Mike Fulham, the inside linebackers for the Patriots.
Well, Dave, let me ask you a question here. You're a former football player yourself. It's become apparent. We know what game is at stake here. The winner will win the division. But, Dave, let me ask you this. Is it more important to win this game and get the home field advantage, or does that really not matter? Does home field advantage really make that big of a difference?
I mean, in the high school football game, I'd have to say home field advantage is a bit overrated. I mean, it can't make that much of a difference. And if you're Wayne Hills, you got to love playing on the turf of Ramapo. Ramapo gets a first down there. Pizzari gets the extra 5 yards. They're going to have a 1st and 10 from the Wayne Hills 43-yard line. Dave?
Well, Dave, you don't think it's a disadvantage for Wayne Hills to play on field turf?
No, I believe it's an advantage for Wayne Hills to play on field turf. I mean, they're a very extremely fast team. Grass, I mean, they show what they can do on grass. Field turf can only increase the speed of their game. Maybe it would slow down the Ramapo passing attack, but I think it favors both teams. So Pizzari's going to come out again with trips. Wide receivers to the left, 1 wide receiver at the bottom. That's Granitel. Pizzari drops back the pass. He's got time. He unleashes left, and it goes right through the hands of number 8, Jack Botts. Botts is another one of these impressive Ramapo receivers. He's a senior, 6 foot, 180 pounds. But he let that one slip through his hands there, Chad.
Well, he did, and that's going to be very important later on in this game for him to catch that ball because Pizzari put it on target. He had to get it over Super Ray Van Penen, who was just inches away from getting an interception there. So later on in that game, you got to grab that ball.
Hogan and Granitel are going to be split right. Jack Botts split at the top of your screen. There's one running back, and Pizzari's going to take it out left. It's a quarterback keeper. Oh, he spins inside, but he's going to be tackled by, it looks like, number 55, Dave Ogden, and number 3, Omar Rodriguez on the play. Pizzari gets about 7 yards on the play. Oh, and we got a flag on the play. Personal foul, I do believe. Maybe a late hit there. And they're going to mark it off 5 yards. Maybe not a personal foul. Not sure what the call was there. Dave?
Not the start that the Patriots wanted. First, on the kickoff return, Ramapo started at about the Ramapo 40-yard line. Then they had a screen to Hogan, and then Pizzari's run the ball effectively against this Wayne Hills defense, and now a penalty. Wayne Hills has to be more disciplined, especially in a game like this where it could come down to an extra point or a field goal.
Absolutely. So Hogan and Granitel are going to be split right. The handoff's to Kleinert, number 7 for Ramapo. He breaks it inside. Hogan gives him a block to the outside, and Granitel gives him a block downfield. Kleinert inside the 10-yard line, I do believe, or right about the 10-yard line. Kleiner gets about 25 yards on the carry.
Well, I think you're seeing right now the versatility of an extremely good Green Raider offense. They've proven they can pass the ball on some occasions, but right now they're just doing some draw plays. They're handing it off, and everything seems to be working out. In your case, Mr. Suntup, how do you stop that?
Well, Wayne Hills is playing pass. They know Chris Hogan is such a big weapon, and they know that Pizzari also goes to bot, so they're playing pass. And Ramapo's trying to come out and run and catch this Wayne Hills defense off guard. You know Ziza's going to make adjustments.
Pizzari calls a timeout there. Not sure why. Maybe a play clock difficulty. We have 10:20 to go in the first quarter. Ramapo has marched about 50 yards downfield, showing off their stuff on this first drive. Adrian Pizzari has about 20 yards rushing as well as about 20 yards passing. Chris Hogan got an early play in. He's got 1 reception for 5 yards. And John Kleiner ripped off a big 25-yard gain on his first carry. Justin?
I just want to say on that last play, the quarterback's in the shotgun. Everyone's looking past. So I mean, that run is just—it's a good play call. So.
Absolutely. I mean, Pizzari is basically he's going with an empty set every time here, and he's got the speed. He's an incredible athlete, also a very good baseball player. And Pizzari's basically he has the wheels to take it outside and break the corner, but he also has the arm to deliver it to one of those 4 wide receivers out there, and he's got some talented wide receivers to throw the ball to.
Yeah, on defense for Wayne Hills, I really think they needed to come out, pressure Pizzari, maybe sack him or give him a hard hit, because Pizzari, in the last time they played Wayne Hills in the state semifinal, Pizzari got picked off 4 times by the Wayne Hills secondary, and the Wayne Hills defense really pressured him, and he lacked confidence in that game.
So Pizzari's going to line up with the empty set. Kleiner, Botts, and Hogan are split left. It's a low snap, bounces to Pizzari. He's scrambling. Dave Ogden, number 55, is in pursuit. Pizzari gets away from him, spins inside, and he's got the touchdown. Adrian Pizzari on a 10-yard scamper got a good block downfield from number 24, Chris Hogan, and the Ramapo Raiders lead 6-0 with 10:10 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Dave, maybe this Swiss cheese defense will work against some teams, but this Ramapo team will just eat you up. I think you're seeing it right there. Pizzari can run. That's why I said you do not want to pressure him. You want to keep it back. You want to force him to throw the ball, even though you're really not guaranteed to win in that situation.
Yeah, you're right, Chad. And so Heelman will come out for the kick. The placement is good, and it's blocked. Number 3, Omar Rodriguez, recovers the block punt. But apparently in high school football, you can't return it for any points. So Wayne Hills blocks the punt, keeps the lead for Ramapo to 6-0. Blocks the field goal, and keeps the lead to Ramapo to 6-0.
Well, Dave, let me just clear the air about this because I know you're all wondering. You're saying Chris Hogan, any relation to Ben Hogan, the golfer? The answer is no. We cleared that up before the game. I spoke to Chris. He said, no, he gets it all the time. He is not related to the golfer, Ben Hogan.
I believe that was number 72, Matt Johnson, who blocked that kick. And even though the Ramapo offense marched all over the Patriots defense, I think that block hit is going to give Wayne Hills a lot of momentum, gives them something to think about, and they need a big offensive possession here.
I just wanted to throw something out here, guys. That is a blocked extra point. That is going to come back and haunt them. You'll take my word for that.
Absolutely. I mean, Justin, I completely agree with you there. In an extremely tight game like this, 2 talented teams, special teams often makes a difference. Ramapo can't afford to leave points on the field and not get them up on the scoreboard and expect to win this game versus Wayne Hills. Wayne Hills is going to score. They can't afford to give up points in this game.
Yeah, I remember last year when Dave and Chad were doing Denver's game, and after Stevo missed an extra point, Chad said, I think this is going to come back to haunt them. Well, the same thing could happen tonight when Bobby Highland made the extra point. And Bobby Highland, he's not related to Mets pitcher Aaron Highland, just to clear something up.
Absolutely. Highland's a very good kicker. Nick Romeo, the dynamic wide receiver for Wayne Hills, and the incredibly talented Super Ray Van Penen are back to receive Heilman's kick. The kick's a long, deep one. And Wayne Hills is going to let it roll into the end zone. A little miscommunication there between Van Penen and Romeo. It's going to be a touchback. Wayne Hills will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Well, Dave, I know exactly what Wayne Hills is going to do on their first possession here. They're going to do a little trick play here. It is going to be some type of draw. I am not sure who is going to get the ball. I believe it is Ray Van Penen.
Actually, Chad, I know the play. I talked with Timothy Ziza before the game, and it's an option. It's a double option, actually. What's going to happen is you got the option to Ray Van Penen, but Nick Romeo is going to come along on the left side, giving Mike Peischel a shovel pass option. Peichel's going to line up out of the shotgun with Ray Van Penen in the backfield. Romeo, Mink, and Brzezinski are the receivers. It's a swing pass out to Van Penen, and he gets about 5 yards on the play. Ray Van Penen with his first touch of the ball game. You're going to be seeing a lot of that today, Chad.
Well, we've been wrong in the past, and we were again there. I heard from numerous sources, including the Irish Stallion, Alex Gibson, that they were going to do a little draw, some type of trick play there. Obviously, I was wrong. They run a little screen, but I do expect a heavy dose of Ray Van Penen throughout this ball game.
Excuse me, folks, only about 3 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 7 for the Patriots from their own 23-yard line. Peichel's going to line up in an ace set. Van Penen's the running back. Romeo and Mink are split right. It's a handoff to Van Penen. And he's gobbled up by a host of Ramapo defenders. Looks like number 8, Jack Botts, was in on the play, as well as number 4. Let me check out my list. Rich Infusino, a very talented linebacker for the Ramapo Raiders.
Well, Justin, let me ask you a question here. You're around this Wayne Hills team a lot. Do they get down after allowing a first score like that?
No, they're the total opposite, Chad. They actually build off that. They go out and they say, let's do the same thing they just did. And that's what they're going to do right here.
So Wayne Hills is going to have a 3rd and 8 here, under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. O'Keefe and Mink are going to be the wide receivers split left. Romeo is split right. Peichel's going to come into the shotgun. Romeo's in motion towards the bottom of your screen. Here's the double option we talked about. Nick Romeo gets the ball up the middle, but he's going to be stopped by several Ramapo defenders, including number 72, Steve Barna, a 6'1", 220-pound defensive lineman for the Ramapo Raiders.
That was a huge possession there for Wayne Hills. I think they really needed to march on the field and get some points after a rough defensive possession. Now they're going to have to punt. Great job by Ramapo. They read everything that Wayne Hills was doing on offense very well.
Ramapo just dominating on Wayne Hills' first possession as well as their own first offensive possession. Then Penen's back to punt. Hogan and number 5, Matt Dorney, are back to receive. This punt's a bomb, and Hogan's going to retrieve it at his own 38-yard line. Makes a few moves. Breaks inside. He's across his own 45, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 50 at about Ramapo's 49-yard line. And Adrian Bazzari and the very successful thus far Ramapo offense will take back on the field.
Wally Johnson is probably not very happy with his special teams unit. One of the things that he stresses to his unit is coverage. And Wayne Hills had about 5 defenders right there in the area of Hogan, and Hogan got about 8 yards on that play. Wayne Hills has to be better with their coverage. On the kickoff return, that was a very long kickoff return, about over 40 yards, and Ramapo has good field position again.
Absolutely, Dave. Granitel is going to be the wide receiver split right. Another empty set for Bazzari. Hogan, Kleinert, and Botts are split left. Bazzari's got plenty of time. He steps up in the pocket, and he's going to run it. He gets across to the 51-yard line where he is absolutely smoked by number 21, Ray Van Penen.
Well, Christian Olsen is livid right now, Dave, and he has a right to be because they continue to do Bazzari up the middle on the little draws, and they just keep chipping away. It's 2nd down right now. How many yards did he get on that?
Just about 3 yards, they're going to say. They're going to say 2nd and 7 on the Wayne Hills 49-yard line. Looked like that late hit by Van Penen might have been late. The refs give him the benefit of the doubt, and that's a good play by Ray Van Penen. You got to lace Bazzari early and make him think twice about running. So another shotgun set for the Ramapo Raiders. Hogan and Granateller split right. Botts and Kleinert split left. It's a draw for Bazzari, and he's tripped up by number 35, Scott Schultz. Great play by Schultz there.
Yeah, Scott Schultz, he's played so well on defense for the Wayne Hills Patriots. On the first play, Bazzari got 3 yards. Scott Schultz missed a tackle. And now he trips up Bazzari around the line of scrimmage. Great play by Scott Schultz. He's a warrior, and I know how badly he wants to win this game.
I was talking to some players in health class today. I was saying, make the big play, make the big hit. That's what you're going to need to do. Set an example, all right? That's what's going to happen into this game.
Schultz gets good penetration there, and it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Ramapo Raiders on the Wayne Hills 49-yard line. Kleinert is the running back in the shotgun set. Bazzari's going to let one go right. It's a bit of a duck, and it's going to drop about 3 yards short of Hogan. Adrian Bazzari pressured on the play by Schultz, Ogden, and Ein. Wayne Hills gets a defensive stop there. They needed that to gain back a little bit of momentum, Chad.
Well, he was shocked, and the reason he was shocked is because he was finally set to throw the ball, and when the ball was snapped, they had around 3 guys in white jerseys around him. So in order for Bazzari to be successful now that it appears his running days are over, he's going to have to get protection. Whatever this Ramapo offensive line can do is going to have to be done.
Hogan's going to be the punter. He gets a ridiculously high punt. It's going to bounce at about the 15-yard line and take a Wayne Hills bounce. It's going to go out of bounds on the Wayne Hills 28-yard line. 1st and 10. The offense will take over there. We're 6:59 to go in the first quarter. Dave?
What do you guys think Wayne Hills is going to do on offense this possession?
Run the ball. I mean, they want to play clock management. They're not going to stray from the game plan offensively. Clearly, they've made some defensive adjustments, and they've looked to make penetration on Pizzari. It looks like that's going to be their game plan defensively to stop Adrian Pizzari.
Well, Dave, do you think Wayne Hills is afraid to go to Nick Romeo because Hogan's on him?
I mean, that I would not say afraid. I'd say you want to stay away from Chris Hogan. I mean, he's a great player. He can make an interception. Nick Romeo could play more of a decoy role tonight. He might not be getting the ball as much. I mean, you got a first-team All-State defensive back on you. You're not going to be looking to get the ball too much tonight.
I also look to go to the tight ends, John I and Scott Schultz. Scott Schultz, while he doesn't have a lot of catches, he does have 4 touchdown catches. He's mainly been a threat in the red zone. But he could catch the ball over the middle of the field and stay with John I, and they're both very big tight ends in size, and they're both very tough, too.
Absolutely, Dave. I mean, you got to look to the other options right now. Krasinski, Mink, O'Keefe even, and as well as the tight ends, Ein and Schultz. I mean, you got to look to give these guys the ball. Nick Romeo isn't going to be there all day tonight. Chris Hogan's on him. Chris Hogan's a great player. He's an All-State player. They got to spread the ball a little more tonight. But Ray Van Penen has to continue to get his touches. They really should not look to pass the ball that tonight. Clock management is the name of this game for the Wayne Hills Patriots offense. Run the ball, get Van Penen his touches. He gets the ball 40 times tonight. He's going to have 200 yards.
I'm thinking, look, there's 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Hey, let's take all 7 minutes.
Absolutely. Get a 7-minute possession here. That'll slow down the Ramapo. In high school football, as we all know, a lot of players play both ways. Ramapo Raiders have several players that play offense as well as defense for their team. If you keep their defenses on the field, it's going to tire out their offense also. That'll slow them down.
Well, Dave, let me ask you a question here. It's pretty obvious over the course of this season, Wayne Hills has been reluctant to pass the ball. They're pretty much a running team every time. You see Super Ray with 30-plus carries pretty much night in and night out. Do you think they're hampered by that? Do you think they're really unprepared by their lack of success in the passing game?
I mean, possibly. But you have such a great running back there but with Ray Van Penen. I mean, you have to just continue to get him the ball. And yes, they are a bit inexperienced in the passing game, but you can't look at that as a weakness. You can only look at it as a strength because your running game is so experienced right now. Folks, sorry about the delay. This game is also being brought to you by Madison Square Garden Networking, and they are having several television timeouts throughout the course of this game tonight, so you will be experiencing several delays like this. Folks, I wasn't going to say it earlier, but today is October 28th, and it is a great day in the history of the world. Today is the day that a young man, myself, Dave Rogers, was born.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Dave, you are a man now. The big 18, the digit sum is 9, 1 plus 8, so we congratulate you on that. We wished you the best of luck with your fabulous birthday dinner after this game with your family.
Thank you, Chad. And here we go, back to the action. Peischer's going to line up under center. Przinski and Romeo are split left. Mink split right, and he's in motion towards the bottom of your screen. It's a toss out to Van Penen. Botts is in pursuit. Van Penen looks to get the corner, and he gets about 5 yards on the play, and it's going to look to be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots on about on their own 31-yard line.
Well, Dave, it's only been the 4th play run offensively by Hills, and I can already see the talent and speed on this Ramapo defense. It is absolutely unbelievable, the guys they got over there, because I guarantee you any other week this season, Super Ray's taking that for at least the first down. Here, he got stuffed.
Exactly, Chad. I mean, Wayne has played some talented teams throughout the weeks, but this is a whole nother level. Przinski Peischel in under center in the I formation. It's a counter to Van Penen. He gets upfield across the 41-yard line, and he's got a first down for the Patriots. Their first down of the night, Dave.
Great blocking there by Matt Johnson and Justin Dubin, opening up a hole for Ray Van Penen. This is what Coach Olsen wants to do. He wants to run the ball, control the clock, and move the chains. That's what you have to do in high school football. And Wayne Hills is a run-first offense, and that's what they're doing so far. And if they can run the ball like this game, Wayne Hills will come out on top.
Exactly, David. And you got to mix it up. They did the toss play, then they ran it inside with the counter. That's what you need to do. Keep the Ramapo defense off balance, even though they know they're going to run the ball. So another I formation. Gibson is the fullback. Van Penen is the tailback, and he'll get the ball again. Drives his feet up to about the 44-yard line on the slant. 6:20 and counting down to go in the first quarter, and it looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7.
Well, Justin, let me ask you a question here. Do you look at the fact that they haven't thrown to Nick Romeo yet as maybe a little intimidation with Hogan on him? And if so, does Ein become their number 1?
No, Nick Romeo's your number one receiver. You got to just look for him, set up a few blocks with him, and then if he's not there, then you look to your tight end John On. That's been the game plan for passing for Wayne Hills all year. Why got to get away from it?
O'Keefe's in motion to the top of your screen. Romeo and Mink are split right. It's a toss to Van Penen, and he's going to look to pass. He lets it go downfield. Oh, and it's broken up by number 24, Chris Hogan, the All-State defensive back for the Ramapo Raiders. Looks like a little trickeration by the Patriots there. Nearly worked. Nick Romeo's nearly sprung for a long play there, Chad.
Well, I liked it, Dave. I like those kind of plays. They really get you going emotionally, and that's what happened there. Ramapo was all over it, though. They were not fooled. They had two guys around Nick, and he didn't have a shot. Ray did his best at throwing it up there, but it was just not going to work.
You often call Christian Olsen a conservative coach because he runs the ball a lot. Showed a little trickeration there, showed a little modern approach to the game there, and I like it. Coach Olsen knows he's going to have to switch up his game plan a bit if he wants success tonight. Shotgun for the Patriots. Van Penen is the running back. Nick Romeo, it's a fake to Romeo. Peichel's going to bring it upfield. He's across the 50. He's got a first down for the Patriots, and he's tackled at the Ramapo Raider 44-yard line. Mike Peichel with a 10-yard scamper there for the Patriots.
Mike Peichel is quick. We all saw that. He has agility. He makes good moves, and he can run the ball. So if Ramapo gives him a lane to run, Mike Peichel is not afraid to run the ball.
Well, that's why they call him Mr. Quickie, Dave. If he sees a lane, he's going to take that over the pass, and that's why he is much different than last year's starter, Nick Warzel. I was thinking of Tim Worrell on the Phillies. But I'll tell you, Peichel has an arm, but when he has an opportunity to take off, he's going to do that.
I know we've talked about Nick Romeo and Van Penen and how great they play, but Mike Peichel, 12 touchdowns and 1 interception. He's also been a great player for this Wayne Hills team.
Yeah, also very athletic, a baseball and basketball player. Peichel's in the I formation, another option, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like a false start on the Patriots based on the placement of that flag. Say it again. We talked about Adrian Bazzari being such a talented football player. Because he's so athletic, Mike Peichel is just as athletic. He's a great basketball player, a talented baseball player. And I was wrong, folks. It was an all sides, a neutral zone infraction on the Ramapo Raiders, and it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Patriots.
I want to say one thing comparing A.J. Passari and Mike Peichel. A.J. Passari has 11 touchdowns on the season, but you have to keep in mind that they do throw the ball about, I would say, 70 to 25, and the Wayne Hills Patriots are running the ball about 80% of the time.
Absolutely. I mean, Mike Peichel put up 12 touchdowns, and he gets limited attempts to throw the ball. He's very accurate. He's a very smart quarterback, and he makes the best of his opportunities. So Peichel's in an ace set. Van Penen's a running back. Romeo coming around on a fill, and he's going to get the toss, but he fumbles it. And it looks like the Ramapo Raiders have recovered. The refs are unraveling the bodies on the pile. And it's going to... Wait a minute. They didn't make a call. It's going to be Ramapo ball. Refs highly indecisive there, and Coach Olsen is livid.
Well, you hate to call it a reoccurring problem, but that's what this is turning into for this junior Ray Van Penen. It just seems like early on in these ball games. Oh, check that. That was Nick Romeo. That's an extreme shock. I thought it was Van Penen over there. I was shielded by a fan in front of me.
That was Ray Van Penen's 4th fumble of the season, but you guys know what he did in the other 2 games that he fumbled.
It was actually Nick Romeo's fumble, and it was recovered by John Cooney from the Raiders. So Bazzari's in a shotgun with Kleinert. Hogan is in motion towards the top of your screen. It's a handoff to Kleinert right up the middle. He gets about 4 yards, and he's to the Raiders' 46-yard line. Nick Romeo, I mean, you don't see that kid fumble the ball much. Looks like he got the toss and thought about running before he really secured the ball. And Cooney pounces all over it, and Ramapo's in business. I mean, the Patriots look to have a good drive there. You can't have turnovers. Turnovers will kill you in a big game. Turnovers and special teams are going to be a factor in this game. So far, Ramapo's winning the battle. Bazzari's in a shotgun. Hogan and Granateller split right. Botts is the wide receiver at the top of your screen. Wayne Hills jumps off sides, a hard count by Adrian Bazzari, and it looks like Ramapo's going to get another 5 yards on this drive.
I think that penalty was on Scott Iowa Schultz. He jumped a little too early on that one. I know he wants to put pressure on Bazzari because Bazzari's been such a threat running the ball and passing the ball, and the Wayne Hills defensive line has to put pressure on Bazzari, make him feel uncomfortable, give him a hard hit once or twice, and make him think twice about running the ball, or maybe even releasing the ball earlier than he wants to, and helping the Wayne Hills secondary pick off Bazzari.
Absolutely. You can't give Adrian Bazzari a sense of comfort back there. He's got to be on his toes at all time if you're going to have success against him. Pizzari's in a shotgun again. Bots split left. Hogan and Granateller split right. Mike Fulham with a sack. Mike Fulham comes off the corner. They send him and number 55, Dave Ogden. Looks like they're each going to get a half of that sack. Great penetration by the Patriots, and that's exactly what we've been talking about. You got to get penetration against this kid Pizzari. Can't let him set his feet and throw back there because he's got plenty of receivers to deliver the ball to. Penetration's the key for the Wayne Hills Patriots defense right now. Penetration will win them this ball game.
Well, he's not feeling comfortable right now, Dave, and that's changed over the past couple of minutes. Early on in this game, he was dominant in the control and how this offense was flowing. But right now, the Hills defense has stepped it up. The D-line is starting to put more pressure, and Pizzari is beginning to panic.
So Pizzari's in a shotgun again. He's got trip wide receivers right. It's Bots, Kleiner, and Granatel. Pizzari on the run. He delivers to number 24, Hogan. Hogan fields it on the run, takes it upfield, and then back downfield. And he's got a first down for the Raiders. Big play there by Hogan. And he looks like the Ramapo Raiders are going to take over on the 43-yard line of the Patriots. And Hogan is slow to, no, not Hogan, excuse me. I think that's number 8, Jack Botts, is slow to get up. That could hurt the Ramapo Raiders. Another good wide receiver for them.
While I have a timeout, I'd like to give you tonight's trivia question, which is brought to you by Wayne Hills High School. Study hard and get good grades. Here's the question. Who picked off Adrian Pizzari in last year's state semifinal and returned the interception for a touchdown? Was it A, Pete DeSico, B, Kyle Cavanaugh, C, Nick Romeo, or D, Omar Rodriguez? Answer is coming up shortly.
Thank you, Dave, for your trivia questions. They're always a doozy. Very difficult to answer every week.
Insightful. Insightful is the word.
Insightful is the word, Chad. Bots gets up. He looks like he's okay. Teams rehydrate a bit out there. I mean, it's a cold night. Don't know how much water you could possibly need on a night like this, but I'm sure the players get thirsty out there.
Well, there's a layer of dew on this turf field right now, and it makes it a little slick. The ball could come loose at any time, and these conditions are hazardous on both sides.
Kleinert's the running back in the shotgun set. Hogan is in motion towards the top of your screen, and he's going to get the ball on a speed sweep. He breaks it upfield, but he'll be tackled by number 30, Pete Sarabia. Sarabia limits Hogan, but he's still still getting great yardage on all his plays.
Well, Justin, you played football in the past. I know baseball is your mainstay right now. But when you're a defensive team like right now, where the Patriots are, how do you react to a reverse like that?
You gotta call out the plays. You gotta let them know that you gotta see the ball where the ball is at all times. It's not even a question. Just tackle the guy with the ball.
Yeah, as I said in my intro, Chris Hogan, he has 26 carries in the air, so he could run the ball, and Ramapo is going to give him the carries.
Matt Dorney is a wide receiver who's taking Bots' place. Pizzari's in a shotgun with Kleinert. Hogan in motion towards the bottom of your screen. It's a fake to him. And Pizzari's going to hop over a few defenders, but he'll be tackled at the Wayne Hills 35-yard line, it looks like. Could be a first down for the Raiders. We'll see here on the spot.
All right, Suntup, I got a little question for you right now. Obviously, in professional sports, fans are going to play a big part in how you play. They're going to get you energized. They're going to get you down. Right now, both sides, there seems to be a pretty hefty amount of people here. Does that favor anyone in high school football?
Well, there's always going to be fans at the games, and if you're a football player on this stage, I know these kids are only in high school and they're young, but they learn to take the criticism. They know what's ahead of them. They know, like in practice, the coaches go over the plays with them, and they're always ready to play. And they want to be on this stage. It doesn't get much bigger than this. Hills Ramapo at Ramapo Stadium. After Hills came here on a rainy, cold day, November 20th last year, and knocked off the Green Raiders on their home field. Both these teams, when they got this schedule in June, they marked this date on their calendar, and they were ready to play this game. While we have a break, I'd like to give you the answer to the trivia question, which was who picked off Adrian Pizzari in last year's state semifinal and he returned the interception for a touchdown. If you said A, Pete DeSico, you are correct. He returned the interception for a touchdown in the first quarter.
So Pizzari's going to line up in a shotgun. Kleiner is the running back in the shotgun formation. Hogan and Granateller split right. It's a handoff to Kleiner. He looks like he could get the outside. Ray Van Penen sets a lick on him at about the 30-yard line. Kleiner peels off about 5 yards on that carry. John Kleiner, I mean, he doesn't get the ball that often in his Ramapo offense, but he's looking to be very productive right now.
Well, they call him the baby-faced assassin, and he is an extremely quick athlete. He gets right out to the outside. Right when he gets a lane, he's going to juke it like you would press X in the game of Madden.
Folks, if I didn't say it before, we are at Ramapo Stadium on the campus of Ramapo High School in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Tonight is the NBIL Division I championship game. Ramapo leads 6-0 with about 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pizzari's in a shotgun formation with Kleinert as the running back. Wayne Hills jumps offsides again. They cannot get a read on Adrian Pizzari's hard counts.
Yeah, it was number 55, Dave Ogden, on that penalty. Wayne Hills has had 2 penalties on this drive. Actually, number 30, well, it was Dave Ogden and Scott Schultz, thanks to Justin Donorumma, who was also spotting for us. But penalties kill you in games like this, and the Patriots know that. Christian Olsen, he always tells his team to be disciplined. He stresses discipline for his team, and it's going to hurt Wayne Hills in this drive because Bobby Hyman, as Dave said in the open, he could kick a field goal. He's kicked 5 field goals over 30 yards. In the last game, I believe he had a 43-yard field goal. So if they got the ball inside the 30, Ramapo could put points on the board.
Absolutely. You can't give Ramapo good field position deep in your own territory. Hogan's in motion towards the top of your screen. He's going to get the handoff, and he looks to break it outside. Hogan is past the 10-yard line. He gets it inside the 10. Looked like it's about the 8-yard line. We'll be on the spot of the ball. Chris Hogan gets about 15 yards there, and a first down and goal for the Ramapo offense.
Dave, I'm not even sure if they've even run the ball up the middle yet. They've been shotgun every time, and there's a handoff to the outside.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks like this Ramapo offense running game is just looking to peel it outside the tackles. I mean, interesting. Wayne Hills, complete opposite. They want to keep it within the tackles with Ray Van Peenen and work the ball and keep possession. Ramapo, the complete opposite. Pizzari under center for once in his life. Kleinert's the running back. Hogan's in motion towards the bottom of your screen. It's a handoff to Kleinert, and Dave Ogden gets the penetration and stands up. Kleinert, great play by Ogden. He got a talking to from Coach Olsen just a minute ago on the sideline and looks to want to revamp his game and please his coach.
Well, he's going to have to because Coach Olsen demands one thing, perfection, and anything short of that is considered not living up to your expectations. I would want to play for Coach Olsen. I think he really has a game plan. He knows what he's doing. Justin, let me ask you. You've played with a lot of coaches in your day. Would you?
Oh, he's a great coach, no doubt about it. I think he was at Bergenfield for 2 years, and he got him a state championship. So, I mean, yeah, you got to play for a guy like him.
I mean, Coach Olsen, like you said, Chad, he demands perfection.
Bergenfield?
He did coach at Bergenfield. Did you not know that, Chad? He was an offensive coordinator there.
I don't believe this.
And I believe a head coach as well. But anyways, Coach Olsen demands perfection out of his players, and you see his results. When you demand perfection, you get results. The man's got over 150 coaching victories as a varsity head coach, and he's brought the Patriots the state title in 2 of the last 3 years.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he knows what he's doing.
I'd agree with that, Justin. Dave?
Yeah, I agree with you too, Justin. Coach Olsen definitely knows what he's doing. I believe he has 153 victories in his career. He's only lost 36 times. But I have a question for you guys. Both these teams are 4-0 in the Northburg Interscholastic League Division I. How badly do you think Wayne Hills wants to win this game?
Well, like we said, this is a championship ball game. This one's for the NBIL Division I title. No going back here, Chad. You can't hold anything back in a title game.
Well, as Johnny O'Keefe told me, there's no tomorrow. They want to take this division, and they want to take it tonight.
Wayne Hills, despite winning the state title last year, they lost this NBIL Division I championship to Ramapo on their own field on this date 1 year ago. I mean, Ramapo, the Ramapo Raiders have a great squad, and they always are going to bring it. Don't let that 5-2 record of theirs fool you. 5-2, they've lost by a combined, I think it's 11 points in their 2 games. They're a very good football team. They're 2 plays away from being a 7-0 football team, just like the Patriots. So Pizzari's going to come under center again for the second time in this game. Kleinert's the ace running back. It's a fade to Chris Hogan. Oh, and it's an incomplete pass just over the head of Hogan. And it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Raiders. That's the end of the first quarter, folks. Ramapo leads 6-0. This is the NBIL Division I championship game. Chad, what do you have to say about the Patriots in the first quarter?
Well, I have to say they're lucky that they're down 6-0, to be frank, because their offense has been less than stellar. And defensively, you know what? They've had hiccups. And you're seeing Pizzari take them apart right now. And they got other guys that are competing on that Ramapo side as well. So for Wayne Hills, it's a blessing that they're down 6-0. I do expect them to go out there in that second quarter and throughout the rest of this ball game and answer a lot of the things that they did not do well in that first quarter.
Absolutely, Chad. I mean, they've had, like you said, defensive hiccups. They've made mistakes defensively. Ramapo's got a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line to start the second quarter. I mean, I suppose Wayne Hills could come back if Ramapo puts another touchdown up on the board, but it's going to be tough. You need to try to keep Ramapo out of the end zone, limit them to a Bobby Heelman field goal, limit them to no points if it's possible. That's best case scenario. But you really can't ask for that when Ramapo's got the ball on the 4-yard line with 3 attempts to punch it in.
Well, I mean, I think it's a given they're going to get 3 at this point. This is just a chip shot for Heelman.
Folks, we're going to bring in another announcer. He's going to give Dave Suntup a break for the second quarter. Suntup, great job. Andrew Gayo, a junior at Wayne Hills. Junior? Sophomore. I'm sorry, Andrew. You're a young one. I forgot. Andrew Gayo, a sophomore. He's a baseball player. He's an announcer. Andrew, welcome to the booth.
Thanks, Dave. But it's very important for Wayne Hills as well when they're playing defense to not give up the big play, which they have been doing in the first half. They haven't been doing that the whole season, but today they've been committing penalties, fumbling the ball. So they got to stop making mistakes, and that's going to be their key in coming back in this game.
Absolutely, Andrew. I completely concur with everything you just said there.
Dave,
Justin, how's your experience in the booth tonight?
Oh, it's been a doozy, guys. I really appreciate this. I'm starting to warm up to the people here, and let's see how many more games I can do after this.
A very congenial Wayne Hills crowd today, Chad.
Well, it is. And while we have a moment, we'd like to say tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Wayne. You have to live there to understand it. Also by Channel 77. You are people. We are access.
Chad, thank you. Our sponsors have done a great job all year paying our salaries, bringing you the football games and the field hockey games and the soccer games all season long. We thank them again for all their support. Just about to start the second quarter here. The Patriots going to bring out the goal line team. They're going to try to stop Ramapo. Ramapo's going to get the ball at the 7-yard line. They were stopped back a few yards, So it's going to be 2nd and goal line from the 7-yard line. The Patriots really need to stop the Ramapo offense here to limit the lead for Ramapo. I mean, Coach Olson right now unhappy with his squad, to say the least.
Well, he is unhappy, but once again, they're only down 6-0. And if that extra point did go in, it's 7-0. So it's not a big deal. Right now, I am impressed, though. They got big Pistol Pete Staluppi out there, the big enforcer at stopping them from crossing the goal line.
Pistol Pete Staluppi, the kid can bench press 873 pounds. He's just an absolute animal. I've seen him pick up a Volkswagen with one hand. Pizzari's in the shotgun. Kleinert, Hogan, and Botts are going to be split right. Hogan's going to roll out to the top of your screen. That's Pizzari. The pass is incomplete. An incredible play by number 11. Nope, that was not number 11. That was number
24.
24? Chris Hogan was the wide receiver there. I don't know who made that play for the Patriots, but it was a great diving, incomplete tip for the Patriots defense.
We'll get Coran on that.
But that's what the Patriots early on, they weren't putting pressure on Adrian Pizzari. But on that play, Coach Olson has to be very happy, putting pressure on Adrian Pizzari, making him nervous and throwing the incompletion.
Absolutely. Got to keep Pizzari in motion and got to get penetration on him. It's 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. 11:54 to go in the second quarter. Pizzari drops back the pass. He hits Hogan, and Hogan slips a defender and gets into the end zone. Adrian Pizzari just lofted that one up for the big wide receiver, the 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver, the all-state wide receiver for Ramapo. He gets into the end zone, makes it a 12-0 lead for the Ramapo Raiders.
When you get near the goal line, big players make big plays, and that's what happened right there.
I mean, absolutely, Justin. That's why we have big players in the booth tonight for a big game. Justin, a 2-time All-American baseball player. Let's get back to the action, folks. Number 11, Michael Esposito is going to be the holder. Heelman's going to come out to try to add an extra point. He is 0 for 1 tonight on extra points. The first one was blocked. The snap's a good one. The placement is down, and Heelman boots this one. Oh, baby, he cleared the track. That's the kick that we expected out of Bobby Hillman. He's an all-state kicker.
Well, I would pay good money to see him versus Mr. Schultz in a kicking contest. You put these two legs together, you're probably looking at a 100-yard field goal.
Not looking good, though, for the Patriots. Down 13-0, 14 seconds into the second quarter. Andrew, what do the Patriots have to do to turn this around?
Well, the Patriots, Coach Olsen knows that his teams, they always want to come back. They're going to fight back until the fourth quarter, until the gun is shot. So they can do this. They have to just keep their composure, stay poised, come back, do what they always do, run the football, hand it off to Ray Van Peen, and then mix up some play action. And then you have to stop them on defense. Get 3 and outs, rest your defense, keep them from getting fatigued.
Well, Dave, I think I can answer that one word. They're going to have to score. I mean, that's what it's going to take right now. They're going to have to put something on the board because right now they have not done anything close to what they want to do on the offensive side.
And the voice of Herman Edwards, we play to win the game. The only way you're going to win the game is putting points up on that scoreboard. Patriots need to get some action. And Andrew, you said it, play action passes could be the answer to their problems. Heelman's going to look to kick it off. Van Peenan and Nick Romeo, who fumbled in the first quarter. That was a a not common mishap for Romeo. The kick is long and deep. Romeo's going to field it about 3 yards in the end zone. Folks, you can't take it out of the end zone once you're in there in high school football. It's an automatic touchback. Heelman giving great field position for the Ramapo defense. He's keeping the Wayne Hills offense deep in their own territory. They're going to start from their own 20-yard line with 11:46 to go in the second quarter.
To be honest with you, the Ramapo kicker, he's starting to look like Neil Rakers. He's the kicker on the Cardinals in the NFL, and he just puts the ball in the end zone every single time he kicks it.
And this kid Heelman is exceptional. He's been recruited by several colleges. NFL teams looking to draft him out of high school. So Wayne Hill's going to come out of the I formation with Gibson and Van Peenan in the backfield. It's a counter to Van Peenan. He looks like he's got the outside. He breaks it upfield. Van Peenan is across the 35, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Number 8, Jack Botts, holds him down there, but Ray Van Peenan gets 20 yards on the play. Chad, that's what the Patriots were looking for all day.
Well, it is, and that's what it's going to take to get back into this football game. Big plays like that get big emotions and get sparks out of your offense, and especially your offensive line. It makes them play that much harder and work that much harder to give Super Ray a little lane to run through.
Ray Van Peenan is a momentum creator. Big runs like that will give your team momentum. Patriots are feeling good right now. They've got O'Keefe and Romeo split right, the I formation again with Gibson and Van Peenan. It's another counter to the opposite side. Van Peenan gets another 5-yard gain, and he's at about the Wayne Hills 45-yard line. Ray Van Peenan running with authority right now.
But that's what they got to do, the Patriots. They just got to keep handing it off right up the middle, get that Ramapo defense tired. That big 20-yard run there by Van Peenan, I think that's going to really get them going because early on, as you saw, Van Peenan, they couldn't find a lot of holes. Ramapo was stopping them, turning the ball over. So that play by Van Peenan really helps them a lot.
If you ask me, Chad, I think they should go with the bubble play. That is a play to Nick Romeo, and I think he's going to take it to the house.
Mink and Romeo are split left. It's an I formation again. Another counter for Van Peenan. He bows ahead, lowers his head, drives the legs, only going to get 2 yards, and it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and about 5 for the Patriots.
Well, Dave, this is what I was afraid of. It's happening right before our eyes. They're falling in love with the running game again. They have not put the ball in the air in God knows how long, and that's what it's going to take because Ramapo is an intelligent group of guys. They are going to put 8 to 10 in the box if it means completely shutting down this offense, no?
Absolutely, Chad. I mean, you got Drew Gibbs, the head coach of Ramapo. The man, frankly, knows what he's doing. He's won several state championships. He knows that Ray Van Peenan's a great player. He will load up the box and attempt to stop him. Wayne Hills needs to look a little bit more to play action and looks to spread. They need to look to spread the ball through the air to some of their other players. Przinski, O'Keefe, Mink, Ein, Schultz. We've named all of them tonight. Nick Romeo might not be open tonight. He's got an all-state defensive back on him.
Well, if I can recall, the only ball that Romeo has had thrown to him was the play by the shovel pass, and also Ray Van Peenan threw one up to him, which really he didn't have a shot to catch either. So their worst fears are happening. Hogan is shutting down Romeo, and the passing game is falling apart.
Absolutely. You got to get Nick Romeo started on the early going. You have to give him the ball often so he can get it into his rhythm, and that's what the Patriots haven't been doing. And once they start doing that, expect good numbers from Nick Romeo.
Nick Romeo is more of an open field runner. He has a lot of yak, which is yards after the catch. So you get him the ball in the open field, and he can do things.
Absolutely. He loves to yak it up. Another, I think this is a regular timeout. Might be a television timeout, folks. We're not sure. There's going to be several delays tonight because MSG is indeed bringing this game to your viewing televisions. It's going to be an ace set. Van Penen is the running back. It's a slant. He drives his legs in. He looks like he's got the first down. Van Penen gets 3 yards. Eddie D&D gets a first down. Great spot by the referees. 50-yard line. They got half the field to go. 9:54 in the second quarter. The Patriots offense looks like it could be getting going again.
Well, it seems like sky's the limit for the amount of confidence Coach Olson has in Ray Van Penen, and he's really working hard right now. For every inch he gets, he is battling for because this Ramapo defense is looking strictly run. Andrew, do you agree with me? Should they put the ball in the air more?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, Chad. They've been stuffing the ball to Ray Van Penen now for the past couple drives. Now, if you're here, you should throw in a play action. Just mix it up a little bit.
So it's an I formation. Gibson and Van Penen in the backfield. Mink and Romeo split at the bottom of your screen. Van Penen's going to look to bounce it outside. He stiff arms a Rambo defender. Ooh, gets collared up, but he gets 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Patriots at the 45. Ray Van Penen and number 6 for the Raiders. John Cooney exchanged some words after that. Cooney, little questionable play. Might have been a face mask there. Ray Van Penen didn't like the tackle.
Yeah, Ray Van Penen, he didn't find a lot of holes on that last play. As you saw, he ran outside, kept running, trying to find a block or two, but at least he got out of bounds without fumbling the ball. That's key for Hills here. Hold on to the football. Don't turn it over. That just sucks the momentum right out of you.
Dave, I want to ask you right now. You've seen this so far. You can answer it after this play. Is this a different kind of pace than you were expecting when going into this game?
Absolutely, a much faster pace. It's a play action counter to Van Penen. Peischel tries to set his feet, but he's hurried. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gains a couple of yards. Peischel couldn't pull the trigger there. Looked like he had a couple receivers up and downfield, Chad.
Well, pow, he got killed. Just to quote my buddy John Madden, he got hit out there. Peischel took a shot in the back, and it's fortunate he's all right after that.
Yeah, Peischel took a lick there. He's going to have to learn how to slide if he wants to advance into the college and professional ranks.
Well, Dave, I just want to say, how about these cheerleaders for Wayne Hills out there? Enduring the cold and doing what they do to get this crowd even more, well, frankly, the only way they're energized right now because the offense does not look too good.
Absolutely, Chad. The Wayne Hills cheerleaders, they're athletes. They're athletes in the true sense of the word. I formation for the Patriots. Gibson's offset. It's a play action pass again. Peichel's going to let one go, and boy, did he lead Nick Romeo, who had 3-4 steps on Hogan. Hogan was burnt on that play, and Peischel got the happy feet and led him too much.
Well, he had him, Dave, and I guarantee you Mike Peichel's going to want that back. And is there a flag down?
Late flag there. We'll look at the I believe it's on Ramapo, yes. It is indeed a penalty on Ramapo, and Wayne Hills is going to get a first down out of this.
Well, I believe
a
it's
personal
roughing the
foul
passer.
on the Raiders. Wish we could get a replay on that, but unfortunately we don't have the technology for that right now. Ramapo got a personal foul there. Wayne Hills will take the 15 yards any day.
It was roughing the passer, Dave, and one of the most bonehead penalties you could ever commit because they had a play where Mike Peischel completely missed Nikolai the Great. And all I can say right now is you cannot be too happy on that Ramapo sideline with penalties like that.
So the Patriots have a 1st and 10 from the Ramapo 25-yard line. It's an I formation, Gibson and Van Penen. It's a counter to Van Penen. Oh, boy, did he get a block from Dave Ogden. And he's got about 8 yards on the play. Ray Van Penen gets 8 yards, and it's second and about 3 or 4, maybe not 8 yards. Oh, it is 8 yards. He got second and about 2 on this next play.
Yeah, Dave, without that block from Dave Ogden, it looked like Ray Van Penen maybe had a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. But with that block, it sprung Ray. He got through the middle, and he picked up 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, Dave Ogden I think he was pulling there, if I'm not mistaken, and he really cleaned the Ramapo defender. Dave Ogden determined now. He got a talking to from Olsen, and he's looking to bring his A game to tonight's NBIL Division I championship game. I formation again. Handoff to Van Penen right up the middle. He's going to be hog-tied down by number 6, Cooney. Cooney, he's a defensive back, but he's making a lot of tackles up at the line of scrimmage for the Raiders, Chad.
Well, he is. He's a pivotal part of this ball club. He really makes stops that gets everyone energized. And as far as Ramapo is playing right now, they have to be satisfied. They're winding down the clock, and they are playing some solid defense.
See, I don't like that call, Chad. It's a second and 3. How do you give a little play action, throw the ball, then you come back on 3rd down and get the short yardage?
So it's 3rd and 1 on the Ramapo 16-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Patriots trail 13-0. The jumbo set is out. Van Penen, he fumbles the ball, and he's not going to get the first down there. The Wayne Hills brought up the SWAT team. Little miscommunication on the handoff, and Van Penen bobbled it. Wayne Hills looks like it lost. No, I think Van Penen got back to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Maybe they did lose a yard from the 16 or 17-yard line of Ramapo. The Patriots are going to go for it. Olsen sends his senior quarterback, Mike Peischel, who's got 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception on the season. The Patriots are going to look to bring out the jumbo set, I think, again. I think they're going to put it right back into the hands of their star running back, Van Penen. Van Penen does not get rattled by fumbles. He comes back, plays great. They might give him the ball again. Timeout, Wayne Hills. Not sure. Maybe they didn't like the set that Ramapo's defense came out in. 6:02 left to go in the second quarter, and the Patriots have a big 4th and 2 upcoming.
Well, Dave, I don't like the call with going for it. When you have a kicker like Iowa Scott Schultz, I believe you should kick the football. You're finally in a position where you can put something on the board. That should be enough. That should get you going. But if they do go for it, which it appears they do, I do a bootleg. Usually never fails. You pull a bootleg, do it to the right or left side. Ramapo should be caught off guard.
I mean, yeah, the Patriots have 2 plays. They have a play with a bootleg with a lead blocker for Peischel, and they have the naked bootleg where Peischel takes it to the opposite side of the field. Either way, the Patriots usually get good yardage. Maybe they'll pull that out of the hat right now. I don't think they're going to go with a regular draw up the middle because Ramapo has been pretty successful stopping it.
Hey, Dave, you kicked your mother with that mouth saying naked on television? Come on, bud.
I'm sorry. Folks, I apologize if you were insulted by the comment.
But the Patriots, they do have a lot of options here with 4th down coming. This is going to be a huge play for them. If they get the first down here, this gives them a lot of momentum, especially inside the red zone. But if they don't get it, they still have Ramapo down in their own territory. So either way, this is a huge play for the Patriots.
Well, I spoke to Mike Peischel about who his favorite professional athlete was. He told me Vince Carter. I said, why Vince? He said his determination and will in key spots in a basketball game. This isn't basketball, but this is a key spot right now. This is part of the reason why he likes Vince. He always comes through here. He wants to be like Vince on the football field.
Coach Olsen, the 20-year coaching veteran, trucks off the field. And Wayne Hills is indeed going to run it right up the middle. Van Penen breaks through the line, and he does indeed have a first down for the Patriots. I mean, Coach Olsen knows better than me. He knows when his star running back's going to get the first down.
It's not a bad call here, guys. I mean, you have a very good offensive line who's going to get a lot of push, and then he gets 2 yards. Not a big deal.
It sounds simple. Ramapo stopped him a couple times, but it seems like Justin Donorumma, our special guest commentator, and Coach Olsen know the offensive line and know Ray Van Penen and his fullbacks better than I.
Biggest game of the year, Dave. Can't hold anything back now.
No, you can't, Chad. NBIL Division I championship game. I formation, Gibson and Van Penen on the backs. Romeo was split right. Van Penen, he breaks through the line. Looks like he had an opening, but he does indeed get about 5 yards. He's to the inside the 10-yard line to about the Ramapo 8-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be 2nd and about 5.
Going back to Justin's comment about the offensive line there, about how they open up holes for Ray. They've been really gone unnoticed this year for Ray Van Penen's success. They're a very young offensive line. None of them started last year for the Patriots. Very inexperienced coming into the season, but they've done an excellent job this year. They give a lot of credit for Ray Van Penen. They should receive a lot of credit for the reason why Ray Van Penen has over 1,000 rushing yards this year.
No doubt, Gayo. No doubt. Hey. So the Patriots are going to come out in an I formation, 2 tight ends. 3 tight ends are going to bring in Fulham also. Flag. Looks like the referee came in. It was a timeout by the Patriots. They call another timeout here. 4:47 to go in the second quarter. The Patriots on the Ramapo 6-yard line, and they got about 3 yards to go for the first down.
Coach Olsen wants to be sure he's going to get this first touchdown. The hardest points in the game are, of course, to get the first points.
Well, I'll tell you this, even if Wayne Hills does not score anything right now, this is a big possession because it gives them a sense that they can move the ball on this high-powered Ramapo defense. It also gives the Wayne Hills defense a rest, a well-deserved rest, one that they need pretty badly because Bazzari is ripping them up.
The Patriots have no more timeouts. That was their third and final timeout of the first half. Ramapo still has 2 timeouts, so they could look to make something happen if they get the ball back here before the first half. They certainly will get the ball back before the first half ends. Romeo checks back into the game, and Olsen trots off the field. Matt Gallo, the center, he's a senior for the Patriots. He's approaches in line, good friend of mine. I formation, Gibson and Van Penen. A handoff again to Van Penen. He gets upfield and gets into the end zone. Ray Van Penen, a 6-yard touchdown run, and the Patriots have cut the lead from 13-0 to 13-6.
Well, he's a grinder, and he's an extraordinary talent. He's extraordinarily talented, and you saw it right there. Ray Van Penen willed his way to the end zone because without him on this drive, they're not scoring. He single-handedly put that ball in the end zone.
Ray Van Penen just has such great vision when he's running the ball. Gets the ball upfield, sees a hole, sees a pocket, breaks it upfield, goes north-south instead of east-west, gets in the end zone for the Patriots. Ogden's the snapper, Peichel's the holder, and Scott Schultz is the kicker. And boy, does he boom that one. Clears the track, and the Patriots are only down by 6. 13-7, Ramapo leads with 4:41 to go in the second quarter. Iowa Scott Schultz converts another point attempt on this season.
Now that touchdown doesn't only give you points on the board, but injects a lot of boost of confidence in for the Patriots. They know they can score now. They're on the board. They can relax, do what they do, play defense, and stop Ramapo here, get the ball back, score again, attempt to tie the game going to halftime.
Momentum comes in no greater factor than a touchdown. That's the best way to gain momentum. Ray Van Penen provides that, as well as the offensive line and his lead blockers, Alex Gibson. Patriots making this a ball game, only down by 6, so it still is a one-possession game. Very early on, we still got a whole other half of football to play, as well as 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of reaction we get from the Wayne Hills defense going out there. They've been on the bench for a long time, and now they have the sense that their offense can put some points on the board for them. So maybe that changes their momentum. Maybe it gets them to try to get a quick 3-and-out.
So Schultz is going to look to kick this one off. It's going to be number 25, Bobby Mounier, and number 24, Chris Hogan, back to receive Schultz's kick. The kick is a line drive. It bounces at about the 15. Hogan will field it at his own 10. He gets across the 20. He's at about the 25. Breaks it across the field again. He's now at the 30. Omar Rodriguez trips him up there at about the Ramapo 35-yard line, where Ramapo will take over there with 4:32 to go in the second quarter and a 1st and 10 for Bazzari and the Ramapo offense.
Well, that's not going to make Wally Johnson too happy, because every opportunity this Wayne Hill special teams unit has had tonight, they've given up some type of play. Not scoring, but they've given up plays, and that just adds on to the confidence of this Ramapo team that they can move the ball.
Absolutely, Chad. I mean, Wayne Hills is missing at least one important player, Julian Signorelli, on the special teams. We'll get back to that after this play. Bazzari in the shotgun. Kleinert was the running back. Sets his feet and delivers one to Rick. Oh, Chris Hogan. He's going to be taken down by Zach Mink at about the 15-yard line, but Hogan with I believe, let me do my calculations. I think that was a 50-yard pass play. Adrian Bazzari to Chris Hogan. They hook up big time. The pass went over Zach Mink. I'm not sure if he was supposed to be guarding Chris Hogan. Talked to Ziza in the pregame. He said Zach Mink would only be guarding Jack Botts. Hogan's supposed to be Romeo's guy. I don't know where he was there.
Well, Zach got beat right there, and I'll tell you exactly why he got beat. Because Zach was more concerned with where Bazzari was looking to throw the ball than where Hogan actually was. And when you have a high-powered receiver like him, stick with him.
The handoff's to Kleinert. He gets up the middle. It's a draw. He gets about 5 yards. He's down to the 10-yard line of the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots score a touchdown, and the key to this game was preventing the big play. They let up a big return by Chris Hogan and then a big reception by Chris Hogan. And now Ramapo's in business with a 1st and goal.
Well,
Second and goal, excuse me.
Well, that doesn't help your defense a lot at all. Excuse me. You just give the special teams giving up a lot of yards to Ramapo tonight, giving them excellent field position to start the ball, and that just makes your defense more tired and gives them less margin for error.
I was saying before, the special teams missing number 22, Julian Signorelli, a senior, to mononucleosis. He can't play tonight. Pizzari gets a draw up the middle. Oh, he got room. He broke past a couple Wayne Hills defenders, including the defensive captain, number 50, Justin Dubin. Sarabia and Zach Mink combine on the tackle, and now it's going to be 1st and goal for the Raiders on the Wayne Hills 5-yard line, I believe, Chad.
Justin, question for you right now. It appears Ramapo's moving the ball down the field rather easily right now. If they are able to get a touchdown out of it, does it demoralize the Wayne Hills offense?
Again, no, Chad. You can't have 2 scores ahead of you, make the game. I mean, this is the big ball game. You got a lot of time. Just be confident in your game you're playing, and you just got to get some stops on defense.
So Granitel and Hogan are going to be split right. Bots is split left. He checks back in the game after that injury. Kleinert was the ace back. Timeout Ramapo. That's their 2nd timeout of the 1st half.
And a well-deserved timeout because they're tired right now. They're moving it, they're running, but they're tired. These cold conditions cause fatigue more easily.
Chad, do you think it's possible for the Patriots to stop the Raiders here inside the red zone, inside the 5-yard line?
Well, they'd like to believe so, but to be honest with you, Andrew, with this type of offense they have, I think it's almost impossible to stop them. As far as the offensive weapons with Hogan, Pizzari, and we've seen other guys step up that we didn't even know who they were. So as far as that goes, if they can, I think all the momentum in the world goes to Hills, but I think you just got to focus on doing whatever you can to hold them to 3 points.
Well, what do you think Coach Olson's going to tell him in the huddle? Do you think he's telling him, to stay calm, to keep your ground if Pizzari scrambles? What is he telling him?
Well, I don't think you can really say on TV what he's telling him because the profanity is probably running rampant.
Well, thanks, Chad. But the Patriots, if they do stop the Raiders here, it'll be so important, especially going into halftime, to be down by 6 points, to stop the Raiders who look indomitable tonight on the offensive side of the ball. This will be huge for the Patriots.
Absolutely, Andrew. Ramapo's going to approach the line in the ace set. Kleinert is the running back. Hogan, Granitel split right. Bots is split left. It's going to be a fade around to Bots. He can't beat number 3, Omar Rodriguez, and it's incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line for the Raiders.
What usually happens when you get this down to the goal line, if you're not running the ball, you're either going to throw a fade in the corner or you're going to try to hit your tight end right in the middle. So that's what they're trying to do right there on that play. Omar had great coverage.
So Ramapo's going to come out in an empty set. Interesting goal line formation here. Kleinert lined up as a tight end. Hogan's in motion. Oh, it's a speed streak to Hogan. He looks to get the corner. Oh, he strolls in untouched. Chris Hogan's 2nd touchdown of the night. And Ramapo extends the lead to 19-7 with 2:49 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Well, I've been impressed with the cohesion of this Ramapo offense. The Green Raiders have come out with something I wasn't expecting. They work together as a unit that you don't see on the average high school football team. Everyone seems to be in sync. Everyone seems to know what's going on at the same time. And Justin, my question for you is how hard is that to get the cohesion?
It's going to be tough, Chad. Plain and simple. It's going to be tough.
Especially because the Patriots have no answer for Chris Hogan tonight.
Esposito's the holder. Heelman lets it go, and the kick is good. Ramapo makes it a 20-7 ball game. Like I said, 2:49 to go in the 2nd quarter. Coach Olson, boy, is he not happy with his defense. They've given up 20 points in 1 half tonight. Dave, what's the most points they've given up in an entire game?
The most points the Patriots gave up an entire game, I believe it was 21 to the Denver Norsemen. They got 21 points back on the Patriots defense in the 3rd game of the year against the Denver Norsemen at Patriots Stadium. Kenny Amsel had 2 touchdowns in that game, and they recovered a Raven Payne fumble for a touchdown. So 14 was the most points that Wayne Hills gave up on defense, but 21 a total game.
Absolutely. So they've already given up 20 in 1 half. Not looking like the stellar defense that we've seen thus far this season. Maybe that's because they're playing a squad that's a bit more talented than the rest of the teams they've been playing, Justin.
See, Dave, this is the thing. The score is 20-7, but there's no way that the Hills is only going to score 7 points in this game. It's going to be a high-scoring football game with a lot of defense. It's going to be the defense is going to be lacking. Let's say that much.
Absolutely. Wayne Hills is going to score. They just need to do what they do on defense and stop some big plays from happening. They let up a big play on the kick return. Then they got Hogan down to the 10-yard line on a 50-yard reception. And that just kills you right there because Ramapo's in business from there. Van Penen, Romeo back to receive Heelman's kick. Van Penen has a touchdown tonight. He's been doing pretty good things on the offensive side of the ball, running it. Nick Romeo, we haven't seen much of him. He's been smothered by the All-State defensive back, Chris Hogan, for the Ramapo Raider, who has 2 touchdowns. Heelman's kicks a line drive. It's going to be fielded on a bounce by Ray Van Penen. He's across the 15-yard line. He's going to bring it upfield. He's across the 20-yard line. Oh, he's right at the 20-yard line. Ramapo takes him down there, bots on the tackle.
Even though the Patriots are going to regain possession to start the second half, I think it is quite essential here for them to score before the half expires, just so they can get their offense back on track, get their mind in the right state. So this is very important for them to score on this drive.
I think that what they got to do here again is use the play action to their advantage. I mean, the Ramapo Raiders know that there's going to be a lot of running in this game, so they're going to be pursuing the run, and then there comes the pass, and they're not going to know what's going to hit them.
Patriots take over on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:42 to go in the second quarter. Deny formation, play action to Van Penen. Mike Peischel sets his feet, and boy, was that ball not where he intended.
Well, you have to imagine he threw that to no one, and if he threw it to someone, then we have an issue because it's obvious he is not healthy. You can only hope he threw that ball away.
Yeah, you can only hope that Mike Peischel was not intending to deliver that one to receiver, that he was making the heads-up play of getting rid of it when he had nothing open downfield and he was getting some pressure. 2nd and 10 from the Patriots' 20-yard line. I mean, the Ramapo defense has shown me something today, Chad. They really are playing well.
Well, they are, and they're pumped up, Dave. I mean, let's be serious here. Would you not agree that this is the type of game that you play your season for?
Absolutely. I mean, they're going for their 3rd straight NBIL Division I championship tonight. Romeo's in motion towards the top of your screen. It's a bubble screen to Romeo. Chris Hogan was just absolutely cleaned by Jeff Brzezinski there. Brzezinski, the junior wide receiver, number 5 for the Patriots, really lit up Hogan on the bubble screen there, but Peischel got the happy feet again. He really needs to settle down and deliver the ball to his receivers.
That's the play before I was talking about. That play is designed for Nick Romeo and Nick Romeo. They actually put that play in the playbook when Nick Romeo got into high school. He gets the ball in the open field, and he just takes that ball straight down the sideline.
Nick Romeo's got 4.540 speed. That's a perfect play for him to take it up the field, take it up the sideline. I mean, it's worked on several teams. Tonight, with Chris Hogan guarding him, really hasn't been as effective, and Peischel needs to settle down. He's in an open set. O'Keefe, Brzezinski, and Romeo are split right. He's going to deliver the ball to Zach Mink. That's what we were talking about. It is a complete pass indeed. Zach Mink gets nearly 10 yards and nearly a Patriot first down. It's going to be 3rd and very short. This is a chance for Wayne Hills to bring out that talented running offense and try to get a first down. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. That was 3rd down. And it's 4th and about 18 inches. So the Patriots bring out the punt team. Ray Van Penen is back to punt. 2:08 to go in the second quarter. Van Penen's kick gets a good Patriots bounce and goes out of bounds at about the Ramapo 36-yard line. So they prevent a big play from Chris Hogan from happening. Van Penen, I mean, he could do that all night and really keep Hogan from getting any big special teams plays as far as punt returns are concerned.
That's a very smart decision there by Coach Olson not to go for it, because if they did not succeed, Ramapo would have got the ball deep in Wayne Hill's territory. So that's a smart job by Coach Olson to have Ray Van Penen punt the ball away.
Pizzari out of the shotgun. Kleinert's his running back. Bot split left. Hogan and Granateller split right. Pizzari's going to keep it. He's going to try to get outside. Fulham and Dubin combine on the tackle there. Pizzari gets about 7 yards, and it looks to be 2nd and 3 for the Raiders.
You know what, Dave, what I've noticed about the Ramapo offense is it's not your average offense. When they do running plays, they're not draw plays. They make them interesting. They do movements. They do motions. Is this unusual, and do you think it's really playing a factor?
Kleinert takes it around the outside. He's got the corner, and he's got the ball over the 50-yard line to the Patriots 48, and a first down for the the Ramapo Raiders. Chad, I'm sorry I missed you there. Repeat that question.
What I said was Ramapo pulls a lot of motion with the running plays. It's not your average running team. Do you think that's playing a factor in the success they're having?
Absolutely, Chad. I mean, when you mix up your playbook, anytime a team, we haven't seen this playbook from Ramapo. They brought it out for Wayne Hills, and it's causing some problems. Trips right for Ramapo, Hogan, Granitel, and Bots. Pizzari sets his feet, he's going to deliver one downfield to Chris Hogan. I'm sorry, that's number 81. Flip to the next page, Dave. Number 81, Brian Tinsley, a 6'1", 180-pound tight end. He's a senior for the Raiders. Gets a big play there. Ramapo is down to the Wayne Hills 28-yard line, 27-yard line with a 1st and 10. Pizzari's in the shotgun again. He'll drop back to pass, sets his feet, and delivers one across to Granitel. Granitel gets about 9 yards on the play, and he's down to the Wayne Hills 19-yard line. Ramapo's offense is clicking on all cylinders right now, Chad.
Oh, it is, and you see the little slant right there. That's what they're going to do. That's what Wayne Hills seems to be giving them. The little short slant passes, rather, although they have had a couple big plays, but Wayne Hills seems to be preventing those.
Yeah, but that's what goes unnoticed in the Ramapo offense. Everybody thinks that the ball always goes to Chris Hogan, but they have multiple weapons as well besides Jake Botts, number 81 Holtzel on that last reception. So they have a lot of weapons on that offense, and Wayne Hills has to cover everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, Hogan's extremely talented. We all know this. But they got Bots. They got Granitel. They got Mounier. They got Pizzolo. Plenty of people. Brian Tinsley. And the kicker, Bobby Heelman. So many weapons on this Ramapo offense. Wayne Hills needs to play a very smart game if they're going to try to contain him right now. They're down 13 points. They really can't afford any more points on the board for them right now. They've got the ball on the Wayne Hills 20-yard line, does Ramapo, with a 2nd and 1 here. 2nd and 1's a dangerous play, Chad, right? Because, I mean, Ramapo knows they can get a 1st down on a 3rd or even 4th down play, but they can go deep on 2nd down and afford an incomplete pass. Wayne Hills, they might try to take a strike deep in the end zone here. 35 seconds to go in the half. Wayne Hills looks to just contain Ramapo and prevent any points from getting up on that board. Pizzari's got trips right, Kleiner, Bots, and Hogan. He's going to roll out to the top of your screen to his right side. Delivers one down to Chris Hogan, who's wide open, just over Ray Van Peenen's head. Hogan's 3rd touchdown of the night. It's a 26-7 lead for Ramapo. Wayne Hills, this is looking grim for them.
Well, Dave, I think you said it just a few moments ago. 2nd and 1 is the time to take a shot in the end zone, and they did just that, and this Ramapo team is absolutely dominating on the offensive side of the football field.
Well, either Ramapo's dominating or there's something wrong with Wayne Hills because they're looking absolutely clueless out there right now.
Oh, it's a fumbled snap. Wayne Hills looks like they're going to take down the placeholder. That's number 11, Esposito. Van Peenen, Ogden make the play there. But, I mean, Chris Hogan, 3 touchdowns tonight. The Patriots trail by 19 points. I mean, 29 seconds to go in the half. Maybe they can make something happen, get some points on the board. But going into halftime, no matter what, they're going to be down, and it's not looking good for the Patriots. They really look like they got their hands full with this Ramapo offense.
Well, they have their hands full, but the interesting part is they're just 29 seconds away from halftime, and that couldn't come any sooner for Wayne Hills. The sooner they get in the locker room, the better. They can address the issues that have really plagued them in this first half. They can go over, regroup completely. As of right now, I don't think you take many shots down the field. Throw some short dump passes, get Peichel's confidence up, get everyone, because frankly, Peichel has looked completely uncomfortable throughout the night.
Yeah, he's getting the happy feet tonight. And remember, Chris Hogan plays defense, Jack Botts plays defense, Granitel plays defense. These are people that can make receptions on offense, and they can intercept the ball. You might want to try and take a shot downfield and afford an interception and maybe a possible more points on the board for Ramapo. Heelman's going to kick this one off. Again, Van Peenen and Romeo are back to receive. Oh, Heelman's kick is high and deep. Romeo's going to field it with his heels on the goal line. He's across the 10. Bounces it outside, spins around a defender, but he'll be taken down at the 17-yard line of the Patriots. 24 seconds to go in the first half. Nick Romeo, Ray Van Peenen, they've both been completely contained on the special teams side of the football.
But Chad, could you blame Wayne Hill's sporadic play this evening for me? First game jitters for Mike Peichel's first career start against Ramapo?
No, I think this extends a little beyond Mr. Quickie right now. No, Peichel's not playing well, but nor is the rest of the team. So once again, it's going to be a complete group effort in the locker room.
So Peichel's in the I formation. He's going to hand it off to Van Penen. Van Penen bounces around, but number 55 for the Raiders, Grant Camarado, a 5'11", 260-pound senior, makes the play and takes down Van Penen. 10 seconds ago in the first half. Looks like the clock's just going to tick down to 0, and Ramapo's going to go into the half with a 26-7 lead and a 19-point lead over the Patriots. Patriots are favored in this game to win. They don't look like it right now. Ramapo's got complete control of this game.
Absolutely, Dave. But especially, it's going to be very important for the Patriots to come out in the second half. When they get the possession on the kickoff, they're going to have to score, get some momentum going. And then once they go on the defensive side, they have to start stopping Adrian Pizzari in that offense because, quite frankly, they can't find any answer for Hogan and Pizzari.
Folks, that's the end of the first half. We will kick it down right now to the marching bands of Ramapo and Wayne Hills. They should put on their performances. That's the end of the first half, as I said before. We'll be back with second half action after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ramapo Stadium on the campus of Ramapo High School in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey for the second half of the NBIL Division I championship game. We're joined by Mike Quick of MSG. Mr. Quick, what are your thoughts on tonight's game thus far?
Somebody better cover Hogan. That's that simple. Hogan is just putting on a show, and somebody on the Patriots better find a way to stop him in a hurry, or this thing's going to get away from them real fast.
Absolutely. Chris Hogan has 3 touchdown passes. I mean, on the offensive ball, what do you suggest the Patriots do? They only have 7 points thus far.
Well, they have to come out the first drive of the second half. They have to do what they normally do, and that's run the football. Then if they can't run it after that first drive, then they've got to throw it. And I don't know how well they can throw it if they have to throw it. And that's one of the things you talk about. Wayne Hills plays games all year. They're involved in blowout-type games where you always don't – you're never put in a situation where you have to throw the football. And there's a huge difference between throwing the ball when you want to and when you have to. And in the second half of this game, they're going to have to. So let's see how they react to that.
Absolutely. Dave?
Mike, coming into the half for Wayne Hills, down 26-7. Do you think this is a must-score situation on this drive for Wayne Hills?
Yeah, first drive without question, Carlos. They got to come down, they got to put the ball in the end zone, and they've got to show that, okay, we can play it at the tempo that we want to play it. Other than that, they're going to be in some trouble. This first drive is huge for Wayne Hills.
Chad?
Mike, I got a question for you. This is a more general thing. You're around different teams every week. Do you really think that Hills or Ramapo could compete with the likes of Bergen Catholic or Don Bosco and really have a shot against them?
Chad, first of all, it's great not to see you chew gum. I think that's terrific. You've learned a lot from the classes we taught this summer. Nah, the answer is no. On a week-in, week-out basis, I don't think. Not to say that they couldn't beat – well, neither one of these teams, I'll tell you right now, could beat Bosco. There's no question. I know the Ramapo people were really excited that in the preseason they beat St. Joe's. They beat them handily. St. Joe's was without 6 players, and there was a lot of talk about Ramapo, this, da. But you know what? Week in and week out playing in that conference, when your off week is having to go against Montclair or Hackensack, that's a little different than Ramsey and Mawa.
Yeah, Mike, on the defensive side of the ball, Adrian Pizzari has run all over this Wayne Hills defense. Coming into this game, Wayne Hills' run defense was a big question mark. Kenny Amsel, Jamie Rowe, Mo Gotuk ran all over this Wayne Hills defense. How does Wayne Hills have to improve their defense in the second half?
They have to get a stop on the first. Both first series are key. Wayne Hills have to come down and score, then Wayne Hills has to prevent Ramapo from scoring. It's very simple sounding. It's hard to do. Let's see if they can do it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quick. We appreciate you coming out here and having an interview with us.
Hey, didn't you tell him that they can call me, you guys can call me Mike?
Mike.
Aren't those some of the rules?
We're sorry about that.
There's no Mr. and Mrs. in TV, guys. It's Mike and Chad and Carlos, and it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you doing what you love. That's important, and keep going, all right?
You play a part in it. Thanks a lot.
Well, you guys are terrific, all right? Keep it going.
Thanks again, Mr. Mike Quick.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Mike.
You
Yeah,
can learn fast.
Mike Quick, he runs a broadcast camp at Montclair State University, a great camp. Learn from the best in Mike Quick. He's a broadcasting legend, works for MSG, does High School Weekly on at Tuesday at 10:30 on Madison Square Garden Network. So if you want to catch Mike Quick, Tuesdays at 10:30 on Madison Square Garden Network. And then they also replay the show quite often throughout the week.
I mean, Mike Quick in the booth, you don't get that every day. I was a little starstruck, started calling him Mr. Quick. I apologize. His name's Mike Quick. He's a great man, a great broadcaster, and he's one of the reasons that me, Chad, and Dave are here doing what we love.
Well, that's the point, Dave. And aside from your couple hiccups with the Mr. Quick thing there, you conducted an excellent interview. You know, the guy's overall, he's a class act. He really, he's passionate about what he does. He's good at what he does, most importantly. And to be honest with you, he's happy to spread his knowledge of the field with other people. And once again, you know, he just doesn't like to be formally introduced. His name is Mike. He likes to show it.
I mean, he's a great man and a great broadcaster. So the Patriots come out here, a little captain's discussion. Patriots are going to get the ball to start the half, which is good for them because they certainly need a good offensive drive, and they definitely need to get points on the board right now. I mean, the second half needs to be a complete turnaround for the Patriots so that they have any hope of coming back in this game, Chad.
Well, I mean, if they have any hope of coming back in this game, they have to hold them to the 26 points that they allowed in the first half. And they also have to score more than they have in the first half as well. It's going to take an overall effort. It's going to be more than difficult. I'd be lying if I said this was going to be an easy task because it's not.
Absolutely. I mean, Mike Quick said it. Chris Hogan's got 3 touchdowns. Chris Hogan is putting on a show. He's got that speed sweep running to perfection. He's getting big passes. He's getting great yak yards after the catch. I mean, Justin, what do the Patriots have to do? Excuse me, Dave.
Yeah, before I talk about Chris Hogan, I would like to apologize on behalf of Andrew Gayo when he was talking about Mike Peischel. He was not the only one who may have had a little bit of nerves. I think he thinks the whole team maybe was a little nervous coming to this game. But talking about Chris Hogan, do you guys think that Coach Olson's going to change his coverage schemes? I'm trying to cover, Chris Hogan.
No, I don't, because I think they've done the best job they can. Aside from Zach Mink getting caught one-on-one with him that one time, they've done their best to contain Hogan. Despite the fact that he has scored quite a bit and he has played extremely well, if Wayne Hills played up to its potential on the offensive side, we would be looking at a much different game. I don't think you can blame this on the Wayne Hills defense as much as the lackluster performance on the offensive side.
Absolutely. I mean, Wayne Hills turned over the ball on offense. They shouldn't have 7 points. They should have probably about 20. A 26-20 game would be a little more manageable for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Defensively, they definitely need to shore some things up. Maybe over the top help with Chris Hogan. I mean, basically, they're going one-on-one. Their defensive backs on islands. If Hogan gets a step, Hogan's gone. They need to maybe put a safety back there. Maybe switch to a 4-3. Get an extra safety back there to give help over the top in case Chris Hogan doesn't happen to be a defensive back.
What happens here, Dave, is I think they might be playing zone here, where Mink is playing the safety part, and he has to read what side A.J. Passari is going to be throwing to. It's not an easy thing, considering he hasn't been playing the safety position for all 4 years.
Yeah, Chad, I have a question for you. I know Wayne Hills is doing their best to contain Chris Hogan in terms of making sure he doesn't get receptions, but he's been a huge factor in the running game today, getting a lot of handoffs from Adrian Pizzare. How's Wayne Hills going to contain Chris Hogan in the running game?
Well, Dave, he's the catalyst. You know, as far as he goes, that's how the offense is going to go. If you really look me in the eye and say, how do you stop him? My honest answer is I don't know. I don't know if you can stop him with what Wayne Hills has right now. But I will say, try to contain him. If he does get a catch or he does get a run, try not to make that an enormous play.
Absolutely. Shore up your tackles. Keep him in front of you. Prevent the big play. He's going to make catches. You can't help that. You got to prevent the big play. He's been pulling big plays all first half. So Hillman's going to kick it off to start the second half. Van Peenan, Romeo back to receive. The kick is high and deep. It's going to go to Nick Romeo. He'll catch it at about the 8 and return it from there. He's across the 15, and he's dropped hard at about the 25-yard line. The Patriots will take over there with a 1st and 10 early in the second half.
Well, Wally Johnson just shakes his head in disgust right now because they have done nothing as far as special teams production. He's looking at what his guys right now, and he's telling them, you just got to step it up. You know, you got to dig deep. No, you're not out of this game, but you're pretty close to being out of it.
Yeah, Wayne Hills, they used to start around the 30, 35-yard line. Their average start position has been pushed back to usually about the 20 once they were inside their 20. So Wayne Hills is at a tough time because their starting position has been deep in their own territory.
So Peichel's going to come out of an I formation, and he's going to look to pass. He unleashes one deep to Nick Romeo. No flag on the play. Hogan breaks up the pass. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots.
See, that's a good play there. Going one-on-one, Romeo and Hogan. See, that's what you have to do. Wayne Hills has to start throwing the ball to Nick Romeo. He's your playmaker. Get him the ball.
Yes, Chris Hogan's on him, absolutely. I mean, yes, Chris Hogan's on him, but you got to get the ball to your playmaker. You got to attempt to at least put the ball in the hands of your best player.
Well, I think you saw right there the maybe lackluster arm strength of Mike Peichel. That's not a knock against him, but it just prevents his depth of throwing the football down the field, because if he had a little more strength, you put a little more arc and a little more power, you may be looking at a big play.
Yeah, he's definitely not a deep passer. He's more of a 10-yard, 15-yard accurate passer as he takes the draw, gets about 5 yards, I want to say, to about the 28-yard line, maybe 3 yards. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and long. Passing situation here for the Patriots on 3rd down with 11.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Nick Romeo, he's been covered very tightly most of this game. Do you guys think that Peichel has to start looking for Scott Schultz and John Ian and Zach Mink?
I've been saying it all game that he has to. Doesn't change it now. He's got to look to his other playmaker. I mean, Prue can catch the ball. Mink can catch the ball. Johnny O'Keefe can catch the ball. Ian, Schultz, they're all potential to make big plays. Wayne Hills has got to spread the ball besides Van Penen and besides Romeo. So Peichel's going to come out of the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers split right, 1 split left. He's going to drop back to pass, sets his feet, delivers across the middle. It's intercepted by the number 4 from the Ramapo Raiders, Cooney. Cooney takes it inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Excuse me, that was number 4, Rich Infusino, the inside linebacker. Very talented player for the Raiders. The Raiders are inside the red zone. Interception, another turnover for the Patriots offense. Peichel just overshot John Ian on that play and right into the hands of Infusino.
Well, that's going to break the heart of Wayne Hill's #1 fan, Matt Farrell, and I'll tell you why. That might be the deflator. That might knock them out of this football game, because if they get another touchdown, your chances go from slim to pretty much none.
Absolutely, Chad. So the Ramapo Raiders start off in the red zone. Pizzari's in the shotgun. Hogan's on the speed sweep. He's coming towards the bottom of your screen. He bounces it outside. The Patriots do a great job of containing him there. He only gets 3 yards on the play. That's the first time the Patriots have prevented Hogan from turning the corner.
Going back to that interception, there's for 2 reasons. One, Peichel put a little bit too much mustard on that ball. Otherwise, that's a catch for John Ian, and he's good at going over the middle because of his size. And 2, Ramapo is now inside the red zone, and they have a chance to add more points onto the board.
And maybe the Patriots have shored up something on defense. And this is the first drive for the Raiders. They've got a 19-point lead and plenty of time to work with. Pizzari's out of the shotgun. No help in the backfield. He's got Hogan and another wide receiver split right, but he's pressured. Escapes one defender, and then number
Mike Fulham.
55 or number 40, Mike Fulham, with his 2nd sack of the night, actually. Mike Fulham got great penetration. So did Dave Ogden and the rest of the defensive line there for the Patriots.
What happens there is there's the quarterback. He's dropping back. There's no receivers open because there's good coverage, and that is when the defensive line can come in and just make the sack.
So Pizzari's going to come out. Botts, Kleinert, and Hogan are split right, trips right. Granatel is the lone wide receiver left. Lone shotgun formation for Pizzari. The Patriots are in there 4-4. Pizzari steps back, unleashes one over the middle. Oh, and Nick Romeo with a fantastic leaping play there. Breaks up the pass to Chris Hogan, and it's going to be 4th down for the Raiders. And that big sack backs the Raiders up. Maybe puts them out of field goal range, Chad.
Well, not for their kicker. Let's not go wild. Heilman, this is just a chip shot for this kid. But as far as Hogan goes, he's barking at the referee. He thought there should have been an interference call. Honestly, I can't say he wasn't wrong on that. I think maybe there was some contact there that the referees let go. Maybe showing some sympathy from Wayne Hills.
Maybe, but apparently this is out of Heilman's range. Ramapo's going to go for it. It's a 4th and 20 play here from the 24-yard line of the Patriots. Pizzari's got Kleinert in the backfield. Hogan and Granatel are split left. Excuse me, that's Guts. It's over the middle to the tight end, and he can't make that catch. It goes right through his hand, and a big hit by number 19, Nick Romeo, dislodges, excuse me, that's Omar Rodriguez, dislodges the ball from number 81 for the Ramapo Raiders. Justin, thank you. Tinsley, the tight end, he's a senior for the Raiders.
Yeah, it's not Jamal Tinsley, but even so, he's got some hops. I thought he was going to reel that in. He didn't. I don't understand why they didn't have Heilman kick it. The girl at halftime was knocking down ones like that. I'm sure Heilman could.
Well, we all know Highland, he's made 5 field goals over 30 yards, but Drew Gibson's thinking, give Wayne Hills the ball on their own 40 or on the 24.
Absolutely. So Peichel's out of the shotgun. It's an option outside to Romeo. Romeo breaks it upfield. He's dragging Hogan, and he gets about 10 yards. Chris Hogan can't take down Romeo. Romeo just keeps the feet moving, keeps on trucking, gets nearly a first down for the Patriots.
Coach Rogers, I have a question. I've always wondered about it. This is a general question about Wayne Hills. Some players seem to have some of those stickers on their helmet. I don't know what they signify. Do you?
Yes, I do. Those are pride stickers, Chad. For a kicker, he gets them for the extra points and field goals. Wide receivers get them for catches, touchdowns, quarterbacks for completions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Defensive players for sacks and tackles. These pride stickers, they're big to these players. Big sense of pride for the pride stickers.
I'm just wondering here, Dave, does Ray Van Penen have any maroon left on his helmet? He has a great deal of touchdowns here. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, he's got, you get him for 20-yard runs as a running back. He's had a few hundred of those this season, and he's playing a great season. He's got 20 touchdowns. He leads North Jersey, 22 total touchdowns. He doesn't have much maroon left on his helmet. No more room for those pride stickers for Van Penen.
Do they ever lose the pride, Dave?
Patriots are backed up 10 yards for 12 men in the huddle, I believe.
It was an illegal block in the back, actually. Dave.
Illegal block in the back. Thank you, Dave. Peichel's out of the shotgun with Van Penen, his running back. Peichel sets his feet. Oh, and he delivers a strike up the middle to Zach Mink for about 10 yards there, and it's going to be second. And I think they're back to the line of scrimmage after that play.
Actually, that was to Nick Romeo across the middle. Nick Romeo finding some open space. He did a great job of holding on to that pass as he was drilled by the Ramapo Raiders. But Nick Romeo is a big kid, and he could go over the middle.
Thank you, Dave. Completely missed that one. Thought it was Mink, but Nick Romeo, the sure-handed wide receiver for the Patriots. I mean, he's a great athlete. He's the playmaker as far as wide receivers are concerned for the Patriots. Wide open over the middle, and Peichel cocks one back and delivers a baseball strike right into the arms of Nick Romeo. Ace set. Van Penen's the running back. Peichel drops back to pass again. Pump fakes, and he's going to let one go deep. It's to Nick Romeo, and Romeo makes the catch. Oh, baby. That one's good for over 20, nearly 30 yards. Nick Romeo has the ball inside Ramapo territory at about the 48-yard line. As Justin Donorumma says, you can't stop 19.
Well, the monster has been unleashed. You contained him for quite a while, but eventually you had to realize he was going to get open, and he really didn't get open. But that was Mr. Quickie, Mike Peichel. Showed some better arm strength than I thought he had. And what a catch by Nikolai.
Looks like the happy feet are gone from Peichel after that interception. He's settling down, cocking back, making some throws. Play action to Van Penen. He delivers the ball outside to the Stallion Gibson. Gibson's got over 10 yards. He's tripped up by Hogan, but he's inside the 40 at about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Patriots, and it looks like the offense has got something going.
Well, I take it all back. This game is not over. It's just beginning. The Irish Stallion shows something there. He shows in practice. He's a monster. It's going to take 3 to 4 guys to come close to slowing him down. He is their best fullback. He is their starting fullback. And as far as the confidence of Mike Peichel, sky's the limit right now.
Oh, my God. Ramapo's got a player. Oh, this could be Hogan. I'm not sure. I believe it's number 20. If this is 24, Chris Hogan, this could mean deep, deep trouble for the Ramapo Raiders.
Dave, there's a certain hush over the crowd right now.
Definitely
don't see.
Definitely a hush, Chad. I don't see Hogan in the huddle. It could be him on the near sideline. He went after Gibson to try to make the tackle. He indeed did trip Gibson up.
Well, this is a knee injury, Dave. I've seen this. I've had a couple of those before. This is knee, and that's the worst thing you could possibly get because the knee is tough to recover, and I see right now they're not trying to move it too much. He is lying motionless.
And what does a knee injury do, Chad? It slows you down, and that's Hogan's game, speed and strength. Without the speed, he might not be much of a factor out there.
not only will he be, if he's out for this game, will he be missed for this game, but I mean he is probably the best player on this Ramapo team, and he's running the ball, he's getting receptions, so it's gonna be tough for the rest of the season if he's out.
Probably. He's definitely the best player on this Ramapo squad. He was the best player as a junior on this Ramapo squad. He's extremely talented. I mean, if Ramapo can't afford to lose Chris Hogan, Dave.
Even if Chris Hogan just misses the rest of this series, Wayne Hills has a great opportunity here to put some points up on the board, especially since Romeo is not going to be covered by Hogan. And if Hogan's out for the game, not only does it really hurt Ramapo on offense because Hogan's been running the ball and catching passes from Adrian Pizzare, but then Nick Romeo is going to be covered by one of Ramapo's cornerbacks who is not as good and big as Chris Hogan.
So it was, sorry, Chad, it was indeed Hogan. He looks to be walking under his own power. He's going to have to exit the ballgame. Anytime you stop play for an injured player, that player has to exit the ballgame for a certain amount of plays. I believe it's one play.
Well, Dave, it always seems to me it was a knee injury. I saw it. You know, they were tending to it. They put some ice on it. Obviously, he's going to come out of the game right now. I always wondered, it seems as if the players are gone. They're motionless for a while. Then all of a sudden they get up and they seem okay. I'm asking you, you had some ankle injuries. It's similar. Why is that?
I mean, basically, it hurts extremely bad initially, and then it wears down a little. You try to walk it off on your own feet, show some pride, show some dignity as you get off the field, but it's hurting. We'll see if Chris Hogan get back in this game. I mean, if the Patriots right now, Romeo is not, he's becoming by bots. He's going to be covered by bots. He's not going to be covered by Hogan. Let one go deep. This could be your only chance. They do so. It's out to Romeo. Romeo gets back bots. He takes about 12 yards on the play, and he's got another Patriots first down. Great play call by Christian Olsen, being aware of the fact that he could take advantage of bots on Romeo.
I totally agree. Nick, right out of the get-go, Wayne Hills, they know Chris Hogan is not in this game anymore. Nick Romeo, he's not going to be covered as tightly. Go to Nick Romeo, and Nick Romeo, you know, as we said before, he likes to get the yaks, yards after catch, and he did that right there. But going back to Chris Hogan, I believe he hurt his left knee there, and he was limping off the field.
Peichel's in an ace set here. Gibson is the lone running back. It's out to Mink. Mink gets about 6-7 yards. Peichel's connected, I think, on 4 or 5 consecutive passes. He's settled down. He's looking good there in the pocket, Chad.
Well, it was Van Penen, Dave. But their offense looks crisp right now. Everything seems to be clicking. They've shied away from the running game, and that's what we said they had to do at the beginning of the game. They had to show that Mike Peichel can beat them. I mean, maybe you get a little closer into this deficit, you start running again. But as far as passing the ball goes, they're doing what it takes. And going back to that injury with Hogan, you know, our sympathy goes out to him if this is anything serious. It doesn't appear to be, but you know what? I'm not a doctor, and as my friend Matt Farrell would say, you have to see what the experts say.
I mean, Chris Hogan's a great athlete. He's a great kid. I mean, you hate to see something like that happen to a player of such caliber. But again, the Patriots now are beginning to spread the ball around. I mean, Mike Quick said there's a big difference between wanting to pass the ball and having to pass the ball. The Patriots have to pass the ball right now to get back in this game, and they're having some good success at it right now.
Well, they are, and you can look at that both ways as far as the Ramapo defense goes. You can look at it as a success because they're not allowing anything big and they're just giving them short dump passes. But also, it could be a major failure, and it could hurt their confidence, and I will tell you why right now. Because if they are indeed attempting to completely stop that passing attack, they're completely doing the opposite. Everything seems easier. Everything's working better for Peichel and the offense.
So it's second and a very, very short one for the Patriots, actually, on about the 11-yard line of Ramapo. Hills is going to drive it straight up the middle. I believe that was Ray Van Penen on the carry, or maybe Mike Peichel on a quick. Lost sight of that one.
I think it was Peichel.
It was indeed Peichel on a quarterback keeper. He gets the first down, gets actually plenty of yards there. Let's see where they mark the ball. I think they're going to say it's on the 9-yard line.
Well, this is where a situation where you use Romeo as a decoy. This is the exact situation I was talking to Olsen. I would not be surprised to see Zachariah the Great, the Knight Rider, Zach Mink, get the touchdown.
Absolutely. Romeo's in motion towards the top of your screen. It's an I formation. The handoff is to Van Penen. He looks to break it outside. And when he's knocked out of bounds at about the 3-yard, it's going to be 3-yard line, about 2nd and 3 and goal line from there. Let's see where they mark the ball, Chad. 5:57 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, and we're going to mark it at the 3, so it's Second and goal from the 3-yard line for the Patriots. They're down 26-7 with only 5:57 to go in the second half. In the third quarter, excuse me. The handoff is to Van Peenan. And he's going to get another 2 yards, maybe down to the 1. We'll see where the rest spotted again.
A lot of people would question these past 2 plays with running the ball with Van Peenan. I'm not one of those people. I think Ray is doing a great job and doing what he has to work with. Ramapo's looking run. Coach Olson is doing one thing. He's trying to keep Ray into this offense. He's trying to keep him involved as they're working extremely well together. But right now you're in a situation, I would run it again.
Absolutely, Chad. Got to keep running. It's a jumbo set for the Patriots. Third and goal. Van Peenan gets the carry. The referees signal. Nothing yet.
It's short.
Fourth and goal. They stop Van Peenan. Looks like they caught him high as shoestrings at about the 1-inch line.
Guys, you think the game hinges on this play right here?
Oh, absolutely. If the Patriots don't get points here, I mean, that's so deflating. Fourth and goal, folks. Let's see. They haven't changed it on the scoreboard. I can't really see from. I think it's from about the, maybe 6-inch yard line. They basically have no room for Ramapo. It's the I formation again. Oh, a flag. If this is a false start, this is devastating for the Wayne Hills offense.
Dave, if this happens to be a false start, I think you still go for it here on 4th down. Wouldn't you agree?
I think they called encroachment. I'm really not sure, though. It is offsides against Ramapo, so it's going to be half the distance of the goal line. So now it's on the 3-inch line.
Does Hills got a first down there, guys?
I don't believe so, because it was goal. There was 4th and goal there, so don't get a first down, just half the distance of the goal line, which
Every
is
inch
nothing
counts.
to begin with. 4:20 and counting down to go in the third quarter. 4th and goal here on the Ramapo goal line. The Patriots looking to punch in for a touchdown and cut this 26-7 deficit. It is a touchdown. Big play there. Let's see who got it. Was it Ray Van Peenan?
Yes, it was
Ray
Van
Van Peenan. That is his second touchdown of the night. Van Peenan looked to be initially stopped, kept driving the legs, reached that ball across the plane, and it's a 26-13 lead now for Ramapo, with Scott Schultz looking to add the point after.
Well, that's exactly what they got to do. They just got to chip away at the lead. That possession probably took a little longer than would have wanted. No worries here. This is an easy one for Schultz.
And as you say that, he hooks it left. Looks like the hold was not down exactly. Peischel, the holder on that play, and Schultz both duffs it and sends it left. The special teams unit has really not been up to snuff tonight for the Patriots.
Well, apparently I'm not on my game either, because that's just not a mistake I usually make. Schultz, I don't know what happened there. Maybe the laces were in. That has been known to happen. It happened to Ray Finkel.
I believe Jack Botts of Ramapo was close to blocking that kick. That could have definitely affected Scott Schultz's kick. But going back to the touch by Van Peenan, Van Peenan is a big-time playmaker, and big-time players show up in the big games. And Wayne Hills needed him on that play because they were inches away from scoring. They needed the points, and Ray Van Peenan got them the points, and he got his 22nd rushing touchdown of the season.
Ray Van Peenan, second touchdown of the night. That's 22. He's leading North Jersey. 4:08 to go in the third quarter for the Patriots. 13-point lead now for Ramapo. It's a 2-touchdown game. Well, Hill still has time to make this a tie ball game, if not take the lead.
Well, they do, and it's going to take a shorter drive next time they get the ball, because that just took too much time. If they really want to get back in this game, they get a quick stop, they drive down the football field, and get a quick score. It puts yourself in a better situation. Justin, how exactly would you stop this Ramapo team?
Well, they'd be going in the shotgun every single time, as you've seen. So you gotta pursue where the ball is at all times. I don't care if the quarterback has it. I don't care if the wide receiver has it. You gotta stop that ball. You get the ball. Stop them 2 minutes, and we get the ball back, and we try to score again.
Absolutely. I mean, the defense needs to step up here. Get the ball back in their quarterback's hands. Peichel's been settling down. He looks good right now. He looks like he can make things happen. He's pumped up on the sideline. Look at Mike Peichel there. But definitely the defense needs to make a stop here, Justin.
He's been known to jump around in his day. He's a really energetic player on the sideline, and you got to like that from a player.
He indeed loves to skip on the sideline. Mike Peischel enjoys trotting down the sideline, skipping, long walks on the beach, getting good grades.
Yeah, another player who showed great enthusiasm for this Wayne Hills Patriots team, sophomore running back Carlton Marson, who was running up and down the sidelines. He was all pumped about that Ray Van Peter touchdown. This Patriots team is back in this game. I know they're down by 13, and there's only 4 minutes left in the third quarter, but this Patriots team is back in this game, and they're going to make a run at this, and I think they have a very good chance to come back.
You think so, Dave, huh? You think so?
What did you say, Chad?
I said, do you think they have a legitimate shot?
Oh, definitely, especially if Hogan's not in the game. We're going to see right now when these teams take the field, when Wayne Hills is going to kick off. If Hogan's not in the game, it's a totally different ball game.
And what if Hogan is in the game, Dave?
Well, Wayne Hills is going to have to contain him like they did on the last series.
Well, he's not in the game. That's Mounier and number
25.
5. That's Dorney, Matt Dorney. So Hogan's not in the ball game. Looks like that injury might have been a little more serious than initially anticipated. Schultz is going to kick it off here, so it's Mounier and Matt Dorney back to receive. It's going to be tough for Dorney to fill in the big shoes of the 6'2", 200-pound All-State player, Chris Hogan.
The big key here is Scott Schultz, a.k.a. Iowa, needs to kick the ball in the end zone. They need to start from the 20. Let them have the same kind of field position as Wayne Hills has been having all day.
Absolutely. Kill Ramapo's field position, make them punt the ball. That results in Wayne Hills' good field position. It's a very simple concept, folks. So Iowa's going to kick it off. It's high but short. It's going to be fielded by number 42 from Ramapo, and he's going to get across to the 30. Number 42 is Graham Locklear. That's a mythical name, folks. Graham Locklear. He's in the second to last row for the receiving Ramapo Raiders and gets the ball across the 31. So it's decent field position for the Ramapo Raiders.
Ramapo starting right back, John Kleinart. He hasn't really been involved in this game. Now that Hogan's out of this game, do you think the Raiders will go to Kleinart?
Absolutely. They've had success with Kleinert. He's getting some good plays. Obviously, they don't go with him here. Empty backfield, 3 wide receivers left. I believe that's still Granatel right. And Pizzari's going to go on a scamper. Oh, but he is smoked. Fulham and the outside linebacker there. I think it was Sarabia Mink on the tackle over there. Romeo participated a little bit of a gang tackle there by Hills, but they eliminated Pizzari there. They knew where he was going to go. A little bit of a bootleg there, but they took him down.
Dave, you forgot 6'9" John Ein on the tackle.
Yes, John Ein, 6'9". I'm not sure about those dimensions. He's a big kid. 6'9" is a bit exaggerated. So Dorney's going to be split left, and they're going to get trips right. Kleinert is in the backfield. It's a draw to Kleinert. He gets about 5 yards. It looks like it could be 3rd and 5 from the 35, 36-yard line of Ramapo.
Dave, let me ask you a question. If Hogan is, obviously, he's not going to be 100%. We cannot expect that. If Hogan is playable, do you think this is just a matter of overconfidence on Ramapo's side where they believe they have this in the bag so they don't need to use the guy?
Absolutely not. If you have Chris Hogan available against Wayne Hills in a 26-13 game, you're going to use him. He's clearly not available. Pizzari and Shaka, Kleinert is the running back. It's a play action. Pizzari is pressured. Fulham and Ogden on the play. That's Dave Ogden's 13th sack of the season. He has 1 tonight, maybe a half sack tonight. That one adds it, so it's 1.5 for the night. Either way, 12.5 sacks. He's leading the state of New Jersey in that department.
Well, I think the wind is changing east because the tide has turned. Wayne Hills is beginning to get the momentum back. They're beginning to that little oomph about them that wins them games and makes big plays. And Mr. Suntup, let me ask you, why did it take so long?
Well, when Chris Hogan is in the game.
Excuse me, that's the... Oh, my God, folks. We're getting a penalty here. Romeo gets it across the 50, but this punt is going to be negated. Ogden is going to get flagged for roughing the punter. That was indeed Chris Hogan punting there. And Ogden, I mean, the ref flagged him there. I really disagree with that call. Justin?
Yeah, he really didn't get in his way. I mean, he's just trying to block the punt. Let the guy go.
I mean, he stopped. He flat out stopped, and Hogan basically kept his foot going, and the kicker fell. I mean, maybe they'll call this a 5-yard penalty, in which case Ramapo does not get a first down. We'll see the call. It is indeed. The referee made the correct call there because he did not call roughing the kicker. He called it, I believe it's called maybe interference with the kicker or incidental. Running into. Thank you, Chad. That's the call. So it's only a 5-yard penalty, not roughing the kicker, which would be a 15-yard penalty and a first down, automatic first down because it's a personal foul penalty. Hogan's going to punt it again. Romeo and Van Pienen back to receive. Hogan lets go a boot. Romeo retrieves it at the 30-yard line. He's across the 35, gets up to the 36, where he's stopped by number 81, Tinsley from Ramapo. Hills is going to start on their own 36. They got 1:49 to go in the third quarter, and they're making stuff happen offensively. Chet, do they have a shot?
Well, I think they do, and I think it's rather slim, to be honest with you, Dave. Yes, they're gaining momentum, and Dave and Mr. Suntup will answer my question in a second about how they got it, how it took so long to get this energy they have, but it's going to be tough. They're in a deficit against a very good team.
Well, now I'm going to answer Chad's question. And Chris Olsen made a lot of adjustments in the half, and he really needed to talk to his team. That's why Wayne Hills is
Feischl in the I form. He's going to toss it outside to Van Pienen. Van Pienen looks to bounce it outside. He gets to the outside, but can't turn it upfield. He gets maybe 1.5 yards. 2nd and 8, it'll look like, from the 38-yard line for the Patriots.
Going back to Chad's question, the Patriots team really needed a boost of confidence. Ramapo took Wayne Hills right out of this game from the get-go with the big kickoff return, and then Adrian Pizzari ran down the field. Wayne Hills needed some advice from Coach Olsen. Coach Olsen told his team what they had to do on offense and defense. He always makes adjustments. He always knows matchups. He knows what plays to run, when to run them, when not to run them. And he came out with the passing offense in the second half. Got a touchdown, and then they made key stops on defense.
And also Chris Hogan is back in the game, so he has recovered from that injury. Feischl out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, steps up into the pocket and lets one go deep. And Nick Romeo over Chris Hogan makes the big pass play. He's down to the 26-yard line of Ramapo. Feischl steps within the pocket, wings one down there, and Romeo ran right into it over the All-State defensive back, Chris Hogan.
Well, that was an unreal play call, in my opinion, because they went after the guy that just entered the game. They went after the guy that is by far subpar to 100%, and Romeo now can beat Hogan. You saw that now. That knee injury has hampered his speed. It has hampered his ability to stick with Nikolai the Great.
I would go back to Nick Romeo again in that situation if Hogan's hurt.
Play action to Van Pienen. Feischl delivers it outside to Alex Gibson. He's got room. He gets down inside the 10-yard line to about the 6 or 7, I believe. Yes, about the 8-yard line, excuse me. And it's going to be first and goal for the Patriots with 1:10 remaining.
Gibson has been wide open on that play, folks. I mean, he's just tailing off from the backfield, and he's getting a little dish off, and he's running the ball away. He's running the ball away.
We haven't seen the hands of Alex Gibson thus far this season. Apparently, he's got some really good ones. The Stallion showing his stuff tonight. That's 2 receptions. He's gotten over 10 yards on each one. So with 1:10 remaining in the third quarter, the Patriots have a first and goal from the 9-yard line.
Well, Dave, yes, the Stallion's usually a power runner. Let me go back to your question, does Hills have a shot? I changed my mind.
I formation, the handoff is to Van Pienen. He slips a defender who tackles him by the shoestrings. That was number 52, James Mazzadri, 6'1", 220-pound junior defensive end for the Raiders. Van Pienen nearly broke it there for the end zone, so it's going to be second and goal from the 5-yard line for the Patriots.
Well, you have to like what Van Pienen has done this game. No, statistically, this has probably been one of his worst games of the year, but he's really sticking with it. He's running the little draw plays. He's doing what he has to do, the little things that may not show up on the stat sheet. So he's playing extremely well right now. But as far as Mike Feischl goes, he's turned over a new leaf because this is a guy we didn't think was possible. And once again, as Matt Farrella would say, the guy can play, give him an opportunity.
Yeah, and Wayne Hills used their first timeout of the second half here. Coach Olsen wants to talk to his offense. They're inside the 10-yard line. Huge offensive possession. Wayne Hills trying to get back to this game. Well, I have a moment. Are you a pro sports fan? Then watch the 30-minute drill of David Suntup, Ryan Dubin, Andrew Axelvan, Andrew Gayo, Matt Taylor, Alan Bernstein, Tom Gallo, Matt Green, Chad Cutler, and some other key members. Check Channel 77 for local listings. And that was Sean Quinn and Wesley Till also doing the drill with Chad.
40 seconds left in the third quarter. Justin, what were you going to say?
It's very important that Wayne Hills scores in this this third quarter. It's very important.
Absolutely, and that's why I agree with Olsen's choice of a timeout there. Some may say save him for the fourth quarter, but this is a critical point in the game. They need to score on this possession and make it a one-touchdown game. So Olsen makes the right decision there, talks his team over. They're going to come out on the I for him. Romeo and Mink are split right. It's a play action. Gibson's going to catch it, and he's got the touchdown. Alex Gibson on a play action, fullback counter pass. Mike Peischel delivers the ball, and with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Patriots have made this a 26-19 game pending the extra point.
Well, that's Stallion territory. There's no doubt about it. Anything inside the 10, he can do it all. He showed it there, and also he's shown hands of an absolute unbelievable receiver. One touch on the ball by Peischel. Gibson reeled it in. The Stallion is back.
Alex Gibson never saw his hands before this game. He's got 3 catches tonight, about 30 yards and a touchdown. Incredible. Peischel gets the hold down, and Iowa nails one over the fence. He's got the extra point. It's 26-20 Ramapo now. A 1-touchdown game. Look at the Wayne Hills sideline. They are fired up. Mike Peischel all over the place. This team is going nuts. They have just scored, Chad, 13 unanswered points.
Well, there's no doubt the momentum has shifted. Wayne Hills has completely taken control of the game, and it's like I told you, going into halftime was the best thing that could have happened to this Patriot team, and the reason for that is Olsen. It's all about Olsen. He is the main decision maker. He told his guys, look, it's going to be tough. There's no way it's going to be easy. You grind it out. You throw the ball more. We hit different guys, and he's hitting Alex Gibson in stride right now. But let me ask you, down by 6, how big was that missed extra point?
It was big, but now you think about it, they score a touchdown and then add an extra point of their own. They're up 1, so regardless, they still have a chance to take the lead on the next touchdown. But I mean, like you said, Coach Olsen, he's got over 150 career wins. He's a football guru. He's got confidence, and he knew how the Patriots get back in this game.
I love the play call in there by Coach Olsen. Get your fullback, Alex Gibson, out of the backfield involved in the game. The mix that spreads out the linebackers, and then it opens up the run game for Raven Peenan. Great play call by Coach Olsen.
Right, they've been running that play to the right. They flipped it, ran it to the left. Play action, hit Gibson for the touchdown. Great play. Iowa's going to kick it off. Hogan and Mounier to receive. It's going to bounce at about the 10. Hogan will receive it there. He fakes the toss to Mounier, but he's tackled just over the 20-yard line. Hogan tried a little trickeration with the toss to Mounier. A fake toss doesn't do anything. Special teams unit, Wally Johnson's special teams unit comes up big there.
Well, Wally World does it again. He is just a flat-out genius. He knows how to run this special team unit. And Dave, you always say it. How many state championships does Wally carry?
Enough that he can't feed it on his 10 fingers. 11 state title rings. 11. 9 with Wayne Valley, 2 with Wayne Hills. He's a great special teams coach. The team came out a little soft today, but they're showing it right now. Pizzari's in an open backfield. Hogan, Kleinert, and Granatell are going to be split left. Pizzari steps back to pass. He's going to hit Gotts over the middle. And Jack Botts, not Gotts. Jack Botts gets about 20 yards there on the pass from Pizzari. Looks like it's going to be on Ramapo's 38-yard line. They're going to line up 1st and 10, 21 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, he got hands, Dave. I'll tell you that right now, because that was not the best thrown ball. He reeled it in. Botts has got the hands of a gentleman.
I mean, Botts, Gotts, either way, he's a good receiver. I probably have been calling him Gotts all night. Excuse me for that. His name is Jack Botts. Jack Botts, number 8 for the Raiders. They're going to let the clock run down to 0. 26-20 Ramapo going into the fourth quarter. This game has become one of the classics in this rivalry, Chad.
Well, it is, and you could see Wally Johnson right there. I can't stop stressing the guy. He's congratulating everyone. He is everyone's favorite person on this team. They love him. He's getting them energized. Look at this. They're huddling up. I'm sure you can see this. This is an image right now. They have all the confidence.
Yeah, you see it on your screen right there. I mean, they're just huddling up. They're talking. This team is pumped up. They are confident. Down 6. Next touchdown, they can win the ball game. With 12 minutes ago, they got plenty of time to play some football. They don't need to rush anything on their possessions. They can take a couple possessions and get a touchdown. They just need to play good, solid defense, figure some things out on offense, and make things happen.
Guys, not only I'm about to go back to Wally J. Not only is he pulling a day job, he's a teacher. He's at Schuyler Colfax. But then he comes to the field and he's just working his tail off, and it's showing on the field.
Yeah, the work ethic on this guy is just incredible, and he instills that in every player on the team. Wayne Hills football, I mean, they might work any harder than any other football high school team in the state of New Jersey, Chad.
Well, Wally World is what I'd like to call an excellent humanitarian. He can do whatever it takes, whatever you need. If you want to stay afterwards for 2-3 hours after practice, go over plays, work with things with him. He will do that. He is dedicated to this team. And in my opinion, along with Coach Olson, those guys are the figureheads for this team.
Yeah, those two along with Timothy Ziza, the defensive coordinator, he's another great player. I mean, if you think about it, Wayne Hills has shut out Ramapo thus far. They shut him out for a quarter. You didn't think that was going to happen in the first half. Ramapo running all over. Ziza made his adjustments. Look at this. Now Ramapo had 0 points in the third quarter. Wayne Hills is doing some different things on defense, changing up coverages, going from cover 2 to cover 3, putting in a little robbery there. And they're doing a great job out there.
Yeah, in the third quarter, we really saw what Patriots football has been the whole season. Special teams looking excellent. The players, they're fired up. The offense, they started mixing in the play action there, got the offense clicking, and the defense stopping Adrian Pizzari. That's Patriots football right there. If they keep up in the fourth quarter here, they're going to get a W.
It is possible. So Ramapo's on their own 38-yard line. They got 1st and 10. This is the start of the fourth quarter of the NBIL Division I championship game. If you've just joined us, Ramapo leads 26-20. Wayne Hills has scored 13 unanswered points in the second half. It's a draw to Kleiner. Kleiner gets room. He's across the 50-yard line, almost to the 40-yard line, knocked out of bounds just short there by Ray Van Peenan and Zach Mink. First down for the Ramapo Raiders inside Wayne Hills territory.
Well, I've been shocked with what I've seen from Kleiner out there. He can play. You know, the kid can play. He's running. He's getting some short passes he's converting on. And I was not expecting him to be a major factor in this game. Obviously, you expect Hogan. You expect some other guys. Kleiner's good. He is a good number 3 option.
Yeah, I mean, Kleiner, we talked in the pregame that this team is basically 20% run, 80% pass. He's shown to be a great run option for them. Pizzari's in the shotgun. Kleiner is his running back. It's a draw for Pizzari. He's got about 10 yards, and then he's swarmed on by a group of Wayne Hills defenders. Did not get 10 yards, got about 7, 6 maybe, and it looks to be 2nd and 4 or 5.
Chad, I know you're very up to date with these fantasy leagues. Would you choose A.J. Pizzari in a 1st or 2nd round pick?
Pizzari has all the characteristics that makes a great fantasy quarterback. As far as completions through attempts are concerned, he's right up with the best. Touchdowns, he's up there. He's a solid 1st round pick.
Granitel split right with Cooney. Pizzari out of the shotgun. Hogan split left with Kleiner at the running back. It's a draw to Kleiner. He gets about 3 yards. He might have a Raider first down.
Well, I think what you're seeing right now from this offense as the Green Raiders are concerned is a little bit of what they did in the 1st and 2nd quarter. They kind of shied away from that for a little bit. Now they're back to the draws. They're back to the little short dump passes. They're beginning to settle a little bit, realizing this is a football game. And Andrew, you've been involved in many of these. Is that their mindset right now?
Absolutely, Chad. This is their mindset, trying to get back on the track with things, get Kleiner involved. That's the way Ramapo's been playing so far, and as they did in the 1st and 2nd quarters.
They've got a 1st and 10 from the Wayne Hills 35-yard line. Pizzari out of the shotgun, trips right, and a single wide receiver. That's Granitel left. He's pressured, escapes the pocket, and then Scott Schultz on pursuit gets the sack. Maybe a sack. Maybe he was above the line of scrimmage. Either way, great penetration and great pursuit by number 35, Scott Iowa Schultz.
Well, he prevented something big from turning into something disastrous. And that's exactly what Schultz is all about. He's not in there for the money. He's not in there for the fame. He's in there just to get the job done.
Yeah, it's no secret. When you pressure Adrian Pizzari, he's going to make mistakes, and that's what the Patriots have to do if they want to succeed.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the Patriots' 33-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. Ramapo up by 6. Pizzari in the shotgun with Kleiner as running back. He's got Granitel and Botts split right, and Hogan split far left. Oh, baby, Pizzari is absolutely tattooed by number 50, the defensive captain for the Wayne Hills Patriots, Justin Dubin. He gets the sack.
Well, the Beast is all about big hits, and he showed it right there. Bazzari with no shot but to dig down, take the hit, and maybe ice your ribs after the game.
So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Raiders at the Wayne Hills 38-yard line. 35-yard line, excuse me. Justin Dubin, he hasn't been blitzing tonight. They've been dropping him into coverage, letting Fulham do the blitzing. Switch it up there. Dubin was right in there. Great penetration. Pizzari had nothing to do but to get hit. So Pizzari's out of the shotgun. He's got Kleiner, Hogan, and Botts split left. Granatel is split right. Pizzari flushed in the pocket. And a great play by the defensive back for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Number 3, Omar Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been a question mark for this secondary thus far in the season. Doing a great job tonight. Several broken up passes.
What happens there is number 3 on Ramapo cuts to the inside, and Omar is still on the outside shoulder. Then he sticks his hand there and knocks it down.
That's what you got to do. Stick your hand in and knock it down. No pass interference, but plays physical. Gets the play off. 4th and 15 now for Ramapo. 8:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Patriots defense has really shut down the the Ramapo offense.
Yeah, Coach also must have delivered a very emotional, inspirational speech at halftime because this Patriots defense, everything that they did in the first half, giving up the big plays, they have not been doing the second half. They had to continue to do this.
Yeah, this must have been a Vince Lombardi speech. Oh, I'm shocked. Ramapo calls a timeout. Looks like they was going to go for it on 4th and 15 from the 35-yard line. I mean, maybe it's outside. It would be a 52-yard kick for Keelman. Maybe they don't trust him to make that. But still, why not punt the ball? Try to get it out of bounds. Pin Wayne Hills deep.
Yeah, that may be a yard or two out of his range, but as far as not punting here, I don't understand it. I think that's something you have to do. Punt the ball out of bounds. You know, why risk something going into the end zone? Punt the ball out of bounds. I don't care if it's inside the 20, as long as you're not giving the ball near midfield, and I don't think it's a wise move to kick this field goal either.
Absolutely. With the snap, Hogan would retrieve the ball about on the Wayne Hills Patriots 47-yard line. He could kick it pretty hard and maybe even pin Patriots inside the 10-yard line. That seems like the logical play. Drew Gibbs disagrees. He looks like he's going to go for it here on 4th and 15.
In high school football, you don't see too many punts. 4th and short, you usually go for it. That's just what happens. Their punters are not as experienced as you are when you get into the college or the pro level.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not as capable of pinning people deep. So it's Botts, number 5, Matt Dorney, and Granadell split left. Pizzari is the lone member in the shotgun formation. He's going to be flushed out to the top of your screen. Releases one, and it's intercepted by Nick Romeo. Romeo out past the 35, and Romeo's got it back to the 37-yard line of the Patriots. Nick Romeo intercepts Pizzari. He was flushed out towards the top of your screen, delivered an unwise pass, and Nick Romeo steps in front. You can't stop 19.
Well, I think they just demonstrated why you don't go for it in that situation, because you know they're going to pass. You know Pizzari has to put one up. He's not going to put it on the ground. So in that case, you put everyone back. You play a prevent. You got 3 guys. You had Mink and Romeo on them, and Nikolai, the great, just jumped up, reeled it in, and you just gave Wayne Hill some more confidence.
Tim Ziza, football genius, really getting this Patriots defense to play some great football in the second half. They've shut out Ramapo thus far. Peichel's going to hand it off to Van Penen. He stutter steps. Makes several tacklers miss, and he gets about 6-7 yards. Ray Van Penen. Great patience, great vision on that run.
Well, everything's opening up right now, Dave. Everything, because Wayne Hill smells the division title. Yes, they're losing, but no, they are not lagging in confidence. They have that right now. Everything is going their way. Everything bad that can happen to Ramapo is. Everything good for Wayne Hill seems to be working as well. Justin, is this a continuous trend throughout the game?
Well, we hope so. I mean, we are on the Wayne Hills side of this. We hope that they can keep this going. I mean, that's only obvious.
You might be on the way to sit on the Wayne Hill side of this. I'm impartial. Peichel delivers it out to the top of your screen. Romeo makes the reception, makes a defender miss. He's at the 40, the 30, and he's hog-tied there by number 8, Botts. Nick Romeo with a nearly 40-yard reception. Romeo slipped a tackler. It was only an 8-yard pass. He's got it down inside the 20 of Ramapo. Nick Romeo boy, has he turned his game around tonight.
Well, he has, and they started going to him right when Hogan was less than 100%, and that's exactly what he is right now. He is not physically able to stick with Nick Romeo, and I don't think Ramapo is used to having to double anyone. That's what it's going to take right now because Hogan is laboring.
And Nick Romeo is absolutely determined. This is the best game I've seen him play in a long time, and he's being covered by bots. It's a handoff to Van Penen. Van Penen drives the legs, gets about 3 yards. I mean, Nick Romeo and Mike Peischel have just completely shown their stuff in the second half, completely turned their game around. And if you look at this now, Wayne Hills has got all the momentum because these two players have really stepped up their game.
As I said, you had to get Nick Romeo in his rhythm, get him started. That interception really has triggered his game. It's stimulated him, and he's really turned it up a notch.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically, he's being covered by Jack Botts. Botts is not quite at the level of Chris Hogan. Romeo's making it happen. He's exploiting the lesser Jack Botts. The pass is outside to Van Penen. He spins a defender. Gets about 5 yards on the play. Looks like it could be 3rd and 4. Another passing situation for the Patriots. 7 minutes and counting down. The Patriots trail by 6 in the 4th quarter.
Going back to the interception, I like the fact that there are some players that go back and forth. That is a momentum booster for Nick, and it showed on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Dave, I mentioned it earlier, and Mike Peischel is absolutely demonstrating it. He's got that Vince Carter momentum going right now. He's got that Vince Carter determination going right now. Mike Peischel is determined to put the ball in the end zone. He is determined to cut down an enormous deficit and put them on top.
Absolutely, 3rd and 3 here for the Patriots. It's a handoff to Van Penen. He runs over his own player, plows into the line. Oh, I believe he's got a Patriot first down. Let's see where the referee spot the ball. They do indeed. Ray Van Penen, just hard work, determination, great vision on that run, great power, great strength. Ray Van Penen really turned it up a notch on that play.
He took the hole, and he took it.
He had the hole, he took it. Maybe that's what you were trying to say, Justin. Ray Van Penen, he was just so determined on that play. Gets the Patriots a first down. They are at the 9-yard line. It looks like it's 1st and goal for the Patriots. They're going to go with an I formation. The handoff is to Van Penen. He bounces it outside, and Ray Van Penen has a touchdown. Ray Van Penen, a 9-yard touchdown. 6:01 to go in the 4th quarter, and the Patriots have tied it at 26. They have scored now 19 unanswered points. Really unbelievable playing. Ray Van Penen, it was a draw up the middle. He saw room outside, bounced it outside. That's the vision of a great runner.
Well, Van Penen makes a reservation for 6, and I was completely off when I said I did not believe they'd come back. I was completely off. I don't know what I was thinking. They did come back. Everything's flowing, and this extra point is enormous.
Huge. Peischel the holder. The snap's good. It's down. Schultz splits the uprights, and Wayne Hills has taken their first lead of the ball game. 27-26. This is the NBIL Division I championship game, and the Patriots have a 1-point lead with 6 minutes left. Look at Mike Peischel sprint the sideline. He is pumped up, folks.
And well, he's pumped up, and he has a reason to be, Dave, because they cut down a deficit that me and you didn't think was possible. They're playing at an extremely high level right now, and what it's going to take is for them not to really relax. They have to keep on pushing, play defense, and get the ball back.
Absolutely. Extend the lead if you can. Just keep playing hard, keep putting points on the board, keep the Ramapo offense off the field, prevent them from making any big plays. 20 unanswered points, Andrew. If I told you that Wayne Hills was going to come out here, score 20 unanswered, and take the lead, would you believe me in the first half?
Well, I would have thought you were nuts, Dave. And you got to give so much credit to that offensive line of Wayne Hills. Staying in there the whole game, freeing up blocks for Van Penen. They just do so much.
Absolutely. I mean, you got Dubin, Johnson, Ogden, Pete Salupi, Gallo, the center. Even Ein and Schultz really helping out there. The lead blocker, Alex Gibson, making great room for Ray Van Penen to run the ball, and they're also providing great protection, all of those players, for Mike Peischel to wing that ball around to Nick Romeo.
Yeah, but I also think Mike Peischel, he's really got his troops fired up again, hitting some key passes down the stretch, those short screen passes to Romeo and Ray Van Penen. He's really gotten his team back into this ball game.
Well, I think you got to give your kudos to Alex Gibson because his blocking was absolutely brilliant. He is part of the reason Super Ray got those lanes. And especially with the speed of Ray, he jumped all over.
And I'm deeply sorry. I mean, I said Peischel and Romeo have been a large part of this momentum. Alex Gibson also. He's got several catches, got a touchdown on a great play, a play-action play, showing off his hands. He's always been a great blocker, and he's proving it tonight. He's so strong. The Irish Stallion is playing a great game right now.
Dave, it's not your fault, bud. The fullback position is not a well-known position. He's known, he's a rugged player, he's a big guy. He goes in, makes the blocks, and now, but this is the little things that make you win championships.
Absolutely, and you got to give your respects, though, when they're due, and I'm remiss to Alex for not giving him credit earlier, but he is a large part why the Patriots have a 1-point lead now in the NBIL Division I championship game, a game that they have not won since 2002 when they went undefeated 12-0 that season en route to capturing the school's first North 1 Group 3 state sectional championship.
Yeah, they've been very hungry ever since to get that NBIL Division I title, especially last year winning a heartbreaker at Wayne Hills when they lost 24-20. So this is very important to them, especially if they win this game, they basically lock up the number 1 seed in states.
Absolutely. I mean, their power points right now, they have the number 1 seed. If they win this, they basically secure it. I mean, next week they got a game at Ramsey, which you hate to look over a team, but that could be a team that they could step all over. Ramsey's only scored about 30 points all season. But nonetheless, we got to focus on this game here. The Patriots still have work to do. 6 minutes ago, only a 1-point lead. The defense needs to shore up, and the offense needs to keep firing on all cylinders. Schultz will look to kick this one off. Mounier, and I can't get it. Oh, that's number 5, Matt Dorney. Hogan not doing any kick return duty. He looks like he was maybe significantly injured in that play. It's a line drive kick right to Mounier. Mounier can't make the play, and it's a touchback. This is what we were talking about, Justin. A big-time touchback, 20-yard. They're going to take the ball on their own 20-yard line, Ramapo. Not great field position. Can Wayne Hills stop him again and maybe get another touchdown?
See, that is also very important. You got to pin him to the 20-yard line. It's going to be very hard for a high school team to travel 80 yards for the score.
Absolutely. I mean, most of the time, this Ramapo special teams unit has done great. I mean, they're starting on the 40-yard line and the 50-yard line sometimes, starting from their own 20, and the Wayne Hills defense has really shored up. This could be the turning of the tide. Granatel's going to be split right. Pizzari's alone in the shotgun formation. Botts, Hogan, and Kleinert are split left. Pizzari rings it out right to number 81, Tinsley, coming across the middle. Tinsley gets about 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Ramapo Raiders on their own 31-yard line. No, excuse me, that's the 28.
Well, I think that's good play calling right now. Ramapo with 5:40 and counting to play. They have plenty of time. Time's not the issue right now. It's a matter of not going for too much. You go for the short pass, you chip away. You waste as much time as possible until you score in the end zone.
Pizzari's in the shotgun with Kleinert. Botts is split right. Granatel and Hogan split left. It's a run up the middle with Kleinert. Kleinert's got room, and he's going to be taken down from behind by Romeo, and it's a first down for the Ramapo Raiders at their own 39-yard line. 5:20 and counting down to go in the fourth quarter. The Patriots lead 27-26.
Well, that's a nice run right there. I'll tell you exactly why, too. Nick Romeo came right on top of him. And who was that again carrying the ball, Dave?
That was Kleinert, John Kleinert, the running back for the Ramapo Raiders.
Kleinert wrapped his arm around that ball with all his might. He was not going to let that get stripped. So right now, Ramapo is doing the things they have to take the lead back.
Granatel and Botts split right. Pizzari in the shotgun with Kleinert. It's another draw. Kleinert is wrapped up there by Schultz, Johnson, and Dave Ogden. A trio of players on that one. They got the tackle. Wrap up Kleinert. No gain, basically. Maybe 2 yards. Patriots finally snuffed out that dive.
And that's what you gotta keep doing, just putting pressure, stuffing up the middle, giving them no room to run. Put pressure on Pizzari, make them make mistakes. That's what you gotta let them do.
So Granatel split right. Kleinert, Dorney, Hogan is out the game. Botts split left. I said Granatel split right, and Pizzari fields a bouncing shotgun snap. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 45, and he is smoked there by number 19, Nick Romeo.
Well, Romeo's everywhere right now. Offense, defense, special teams, you name it. His name is being announced for a reason. He's making big plays, and the reason why he's making big plays right now is he's not guarding Hogan, because Hogan's not in the game. Hogan's hurt, once again, right when he went down, this game might have gone down for Ramapo.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't deny that correlation. Hogan falls. Wayne Hill starts scoring points. They start exploiting the mismatches on offense, and they start taking advantage because of Hogan's big playability. He's lost for Ramapo's offense. So it's Granatel, Botts, Kleinert. That's Botts in motion over the bottom of your screen. It's a handoff to Kleinert, and he is absolutely dropped. Dave Ogden gets penetration and just smokes Kleiner behind the line of scrimmage.
Ogden read that one like a book.
He did read that like a book. It almost like they knew that Kleiner was going right to Dave Ogden. Ogden shrugs off his offensive lineman, makes the big hit. 4th down and about 5 now for the Ramapo Raiders on their own 45-yard line.
Well,
and they're going to call a timeout. 3:08 to remaining in the 4th quarter. They trail by 1.
Well, Ogden gave him an old Hulk Hogan takedown right there, and that's the exact kind of energizing thing that Wayne Hills needs to keep this going.
Peischel gives a little sign off to the crowd. He points. He said, "We are going to win this game. Be ready."
Mike Peischel exuding confidence. He is sweating confidence right now, Chad.
Well, he is, and he should be, because he's performing right now. They are showing completely a different team since the first half. And Andrew, you've had direct connections with this team. You played a little bit with them in practice. How have they done this?
I don't know. I mean, they've really just showed something different that we haven't seen them since the really last couple of weeks. So this Patriot team looks so different. But as to the Ramapo side, you can only imagine what Drew Gibbs is telling his players in the huddle. The Patriots have scored 20 unanswered points. The Ramapo offense just look completely dismal out there. I don't know what Drew Gibbs is telling his troops right now.
Yeah, I don't know what he's telling them, but they really need to get something going. It's a 4th and 5 here from their own 45-yard line. Folks, while we have the time, I'd like to thank Grant Till for all his hard work at tonight's game on the sideline. Grant providing stats and information on injuries all night. Wayne Hills calls a timeout. They wanted to see the formation of Ramapo. Ziza and Olsen talk it over. Let's see I don't know what they're discussing, but apparently they didn't like how Ramapo was lined up and how their defense was matching up.
Well, this is the game, Dave. At 4th down and 4, if they can stop them here, Wayne Hills gets the ball midfield. And actually, if I were them, I'd try to run the ball with Van Penen, obviously, but I would not be that hesitant to throw the ball and try to add on to what is now a 1-point lead. 3:08 left. If they get this first down, I'm talking about Ramapo, they got plenty of time.
Really, Peischel, though, can do whatever he wants because he's got all the confidence in the world right now. Coming back, scoring 20 answered points, that's just an unbelievable accomplishment for Mike Peischel. So he has to have a great abundance of confidence in himself and in his team.
Yeah, Peischel ridiculously confident right now, and he should be. He's completed several passes. I mean, his percentage in the second half has been remarkable. Patriots defense needs to make a big stop here. They make a big stop here. They have the chance to run the ball and run this clock out. Ramapo only has 1 timeout left in this game.
Going back to Peischel, he has made a complete 180 on his performance with his pass completions.
Absolutely, he really settled down since the first half. Grantel split right. It's going to be Kleiner and Botts split left. Pizzari is the lone member in the shotgun formation. A rolling snap to Pizzari. He fields it off the turf. Throws off his back foot to Kleiner, who makes the catch and gets the first down at the 50-yard line for Ramapo. Incredible play there by John Kleiner.
And an emphatic first down sign given by the referee there. He knows the magnitude of this, and he knows that just kept Ramapo in this ball game. Great move by Pizzari right there. He didn't panic. He waited. He waited till somebody got open for him to execute a first down.
Absolutely. Dorney and Botts split left. It's a handoff to Kleiner, and he is taken down to the turf. Looks like 55. Dave Ogden snuffed out the draw there again. Ogden has done a great job in the last 2 draws. Kleiner has not been able to get anything going.
Yeah, Dave Ogden's been a huge part of this comeback here in the second half, putting an enormous amount of pressure on Adrian Pizzari and John Kleiner. But Chad, if you're Pizzari here and with time going down, what do you do here?
Well, Chad, we'll get to that after this play. Pizzari out of the shotgun. He's going to let it go to the left side. That's Tinsley. Tinsley makes a defender miss, and he looks like, oh, baby, he might have gotten a first down there. Tinsley makes an incredible play. They're going to bring out the chain gang, I think, here and measure this one out. It was a 2nd and 8 play. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and very, very short. And they're going to call it a first down. The referees are going to bypass the chain gang ruling. 1st and 10 for the Ramapo Raiders at the Wayne Hills 39-yard line. 2:03 remaining. and counting down under 2 minutes now. Ramapo trails by 1. They have a 1st and 10 right here. Pizzari out of the shotgun. Granatel and Bots are split, and Dorney are split right. Bots is split at the top of your screen. It's a play action to Kleiner. Pete Sarabia wraps up Pizzari. Pizzari can't bounce it outside. Sarabia makes a great play there. Tackles him. It's no gain, maybe a yard. And it's 1:35 and counting down. The clock is ticking. Ramapo only has 1 timeout.
Well, Wayne Hill's defense right now is ready. They are ready for anything, and they will not be surprised if Ramapo tries some trick play.
It's trips right for Ramapo. Granatello, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. A low snap. Pizzari fields it off the turf. Great pressure by Mike Fulham. Fulham forced an inadvertent pass, nearly intercepted by the Patriots. An incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd and 10 here for Ramapo. 1:16 remaining in the game.
You got to compliment Pizzari. The center is throwing a low snap pretty much every time, and he's getting down, and he's picking that ball up and making it like it's a good snap.
It's really incredible. He hasn't fumbled the ball once tonight. Every snap is pretty poor. He fields it off the turf. He's like a second baseman out there. In fact, he is the second baseman for the Ramapo baseball team, folks. So Pizzari out of the shotgun. And it's going to be a timeout. I don't know. Let's see here, folks. What the call is. The referee's huddling. Oh, it's going to be a timeout for Hills. Wayne Hills calls a timeout. This is a big play. Olsen wanted to talk it off with his defense, talk it over with the defensive coordinator, Timothy Ziza, get him out there, talk the troops up. This is a huge play. Wayne Hills needs to stop him here. 1:15 remaining in the game, and Ramapo trails by 1. They really can't get any more yards. Heelman's got a leg. He could end this game with a field goal, Chad.
Well, he can, but as far as Ramapo goes, this play is pivotal to get something out of it, because even if you go into a 4th down situation, you don't want it to be 4th and long. 4th and 9 is not going to cut it. If you could get it down to 4th and 3 or even shorter than that, you've done yourself good. If you can't, you put a lot of pressure on Pizzari, and without Hogan, it may not be able to get done.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't put yourself in a long yardage situation on 4th down. They basically need to get yards. Excuse me as my voice cracks there. They basically need to get yards so that they can get Heelman out there for a field goal.
Either way, if they don't get the 1st down here, say they get 5 yards here, it's still going to be a long shot for the kicker.
So Granatel is split right. Box and Kleiner split left. Pizzari is the lone member of the shotgun. The snap's low. Pizzari fields it. Throws off his back foot deep. And the pass is incomplete. Omar Rodriguez on the coverage. Omar Rodriguez, another great play. Breaks up his 3rd pass of the night. He's played phenomenal football tonight, Chad.
Well, Omar's been a little bit of the X factor, I'd like to call him, because he has done things you don't expect him to do. Not necessarily the tallest guy in the field, maybe not the biggest either, but determination is playing a role right now. He is determined not to let his man catch the ball.
Absolutely. People have labeled him as the question mark in the defensive secondary. Omar Rodriguez showing tonight why he is not a question mark, why he is a solid football player that can make things happen.
He's more like an exclamation mark.
He is an exclamation mark. Thank you. Granatel split right. Pizzari out of the shotgun. 4th and 10. This one could determine the game with 1:11 left. The snap slow. Pizzari backs up. Wayne Hills has pressure. And it's broken up. That could be it. Ray Van Peeten breaks up the pass. Ramapo has 1 timeout left. 1:06 left on the clock. Wayne Hills could run the clock out. They have a 1-point lead. Folks, what an insane comeback. And Wayne Hills has control of this game. Ramapo had pressure there. Pizzari had to make a pass quickly. He forced it up the middle to a receiver. Not sure who it was. Might have been Bots. Van Peeten made a great read on the play and tipped the ball away.
Well, I said it going into this half. The only way Wayne Hills could win this game was if they held Ramapo to that 26 points. They've done that. Their defense has been stingy. It has barely allowed Ramapo to get anything. And as far as momentum goes, they don't have any. Wayne Hills has completely turned the table, and I'm expecting to see a very exciting knee right now.
So they're going to bring out the kneel. Peischel takes 1 knee. That's going to bring the clock under a minute. Ramapo's not going to call a timeout. Interesting call. They're going to call timeout eventually. They're going to use it once, so maybe they're going to use it with about 10 seconds left on the 3rd down play. Not really sure, but right now the clock's ticking. It's at about 44 seconds.
Either way, Dave, it doesn't really matter.
Right, this is.
I mean, the mathematical point of this, it's out of the question.
The game
right
is virtually over. Ramapo might get the ball back with nearly. I don't even know if they're going to get the ball back. 30 seconds to go. Peischel approaches the line again. He backs up and takes another kneel. Ooh, interesting play there by Peichel. Takes 5-6 seconds off the clock. I think that might be under 20 seconds. That is indeed the ball game, folks. The play clock can run out. There is no problems. Two ones. That's the ball game. Wayne Hills are the 2005 NBIL Division I champions. What an insane comeback. Down 26-7 at the half. They score 20 second half unanswered points. Take the lead 27-26. Great defense in the second half. They run the clock out on Niels, and that's the ball game, Chad. They're champs.
Well, it's an instant classic, Dave. They absolutely played their hearts out in the second half. They deserved it. To be honest with you, they really did. Despite Ramapo's best effort in the first half, they completely fell apart. I think you're witnessing what may be a dynasty.
Such insane effort by Hills in the second half. They run the record to 8-0. Virtually, they've locked up the #1 seed now in the North 1 Group 3 sectional finals. That means home field advantage throughout. The Patriots have done a great job. 8-0. They're going to play Ramsey next week. It's a virtual pushover game. I hate to say it, but it is. So they're going to look to run it at 9-0 coming into the playoffs. That's the second time in team history that they've done that. The 2002 team did that. They went 12-0 and won the state championship. Could this team do it? Do they have the potential?
Well, I think they showed they do after this game. To be honest with you, Dave, coming into this game, I probably would have answered that question an emphatic no. But they showed the ability to come back. They showed maybe they're not the biggest team, maybe they're not the strongest, but they are going to outwill their opponent each and every night. I think you may be looking at the state champs.
You may be looking at the state. They got 4 more games though, and they got 3 tough playoff games. They got home field throughout. That's a great victory, and they got an NBIL Division I championship. It's always good to win your conference, but they still have some work to do. They have to shore up some things in the defensive side of the ball. Definitely running the ball, the running game. The running defense did not look up to snuff tonight.
No, it did not. But in the second half, they regrouped. They took over the whole game basically in the second half. And no, I am sold now that those defensive backs, Omar Rodriguez, Zach Mink, they can put up with those larger receivers, as we saw Rodriguez going up there against big men like Botts and Chris Hogan, batting away those passes. So that secondary, they really proved a lot today.
Yeah, they showed me tonight that the pass defense is not going to hurt the Patriots. The run defense needs to be shored up. The Patriots definitely improved throughout this game. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. This was the NBIL Division I Championship football game. The Patriots are your 2005 NBIL Division I champions. Congratulations to Coach Olson and the rest of the Patriots. We will see you next week when the Wayne Hills Patriots take on Ramsey at home for senior night. Thanks again for Chad Cutler, Andrew Gayo, Dave Suntup, and Justin Donorumma. We signing off.